Welcome to another edition of Against the Grain Sports Podcast, Uncut, and I am your host, Jody Coleman, in the building, and we got a great show for you guys and girls out here today. What's up to my man Eagles Philly in the building? He said, "Good evening, good brothers. Keep doing your thing. Stay safe and stay blessed." Man, I hope you enjoying the weather because I think it's about to get a little cold again up here in the Midwest and the East Coast, man. We can't have too much fun up here, weather-wise. Uh got my nephew in the building, Donald, the voice of the youth, man. He'll be on really quick. We're gonna talk about some NFL free agency, some reneging of contracts, probably deal. Max Crosby is now back to being a Vegas Raider. I guess Baltimore said that he did not pass the. That's a very interesting conversation we'll get into. We'll talk about some of the other free agents that have been. Jones getting an extension, 2 years, $88 million. Uh, it could be up to $100 million for Daniel Jones that may not even be ready for week one, but we'll get into all of that. Of course, Bam Adebayo getting 83 points, second most points all time. Jalen Brown's ejection last night. We'll get into that. And of course, it's championship week. Teams that's on the bubble and teams that are trying to. Yo, Soul on Sports, Glenn, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. How you doing, my guy?
What's good, man? What's popping, baby? Daniel Jones, your favorite quarterback got paid. I know you got a lot to say about that, Joey.
And we gonna
Yeah, it's a lot. You good?
so can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, just give me a moment. I'm gonna switch back over. Yeah, so talk about real quick how you feel about your commanders being very active in this free agency period. Are you happy about that?
Yes, we're getting some younger players. Our defense was one of the oldest defenses in the league last year. So they're not huge names that they're getting, but they're young, um, fast defensive players. We're gonna turn them into household names. They might not be that right now, but after we get through with them, people gonna be wishing they would have signed them to those nice low contracts that we've been signing them to. I'm looking forward to see what our new defensive coordinator can do with this young talent that they're picking up now, man. Because last year that defense was old. I love Bobby Wagner, but it was just time for him to move on. I'm probably retire, but we got too many old guys. I think now I like the way they're switching it up and putting the younger guys in there. And don't know if the future's bright yet because we still have the draft and we still need to figure out the offensive line. We need a guard. We need a center. Some weapons for JD5 to throw to. Other than that, but I think I'm impressed by what they've done so far. I mean, the free agency is cool, but some people, if you don't get the big sexy names, people start freaking out. Oh man, they didn't get this guy, that guy. It's not all about the big names. Sometimes it's those guys like, who's that? You have to go do some research on them. Be like, okay, I see what they were doing there. He's only 25 years old. He's still young. You know, he's the backup linebacker for this team. He just been getting the reps, so now he can get the reps now. And I'm looking forward to see what they can do moving forward.
No doubt, my man James Frank in the building was good because I'm about to get to my team. I know he's a Browns fan out there. We got Michael, the people, Chet Perry in the building, man. Was good, was good, was good.
What's happening?
Yo, before we get into today's topics about NFL free agency, how do you feel that the Atlanta Falcons have done thus far in free agency? What do you think they've done, and you think they could do more? What's going on?
I'm satisfied with the direction that the team is going. They addressed the most important scenario we had, which is how we were going to start the season with our quarterback position. And so I'm very pleased. Obviously, there's always going to be more that you could do. But that was the biggest question mark we had. We were improved defensive unit. We showed flashes, with the quarterbacks that we have. We know we've got the offensive skill. We just got to have a trigger man. And so now we got, one veteran and one guy who's building experience, if he could stay healthy, to see where we're going with the future of our quarterback position.
I think the Atlanta Falcons is the franchise that have had the most left-handed quarterbacks I've ever seen, man. I think you got Michael Vick, Michael Penix, and now Tua Tagovailoa. Have y'all had another? I think those are the only three that y'all have had. But I am very, very, very pleased with the Cleveland Brown direction. I wasn't a week ago, but addressing a whole offensive line, and they went and got some former Pro Bowlers. They got Jenkins. They re-signed Jenkins, who did not give up a sack in 325 snaps. They went and addressed. They got Howard, a guy that could play the left or the right side. We went and got, I think, the second best guard on the market in Zion Johnson. Have not even got to the draft. We also addressed the linebacker position, getting Quincy Williams, a former All-Pro just 2 years ago. He had a solid year last year, but the Jets are so bad, nobody really knows how good that kid is. He was a All-Pro just 2 years ago. I am extremely excited. This is the first year, so I'm going to go into the season expecting Cleveland to actually win with some of these moves. New head coach. We haven't even got to the draft. We got 2 first-round draft picks. I'm extremely excited to see what Shedeur Sanders can do. I am really outdone by what Cleveland has done. They just signed a tight end from the New Orleans Saints that could be a blocking tight end because we got a receiving tight end. And now we can play around with these 2 picks and potentially go get Carnell Tate at the receiver position. Maybe even if guys like Downs or Bailey falls, we can pick up a defensive player, get a receiver with the 24 pick, Denzel Boston. It's just so many things Cleveland can do. I am very, very happy about it.
I got a question for Mike. What's your plan for replacing the defensive end y'all drafted last year, the one that crashed out down there in Florida? He actually did crash his car into the girl. What's the plan for him? Because I'm pretty sure he probably won't be playing this year.
Well, I mean, we'll just look at that as an injury. You can go in the free agent route. You got the draft coming up. If you drafted one, you potentially could draft another. I mean, I know 2 guys that come to mind that I take flyers on wherever Atlanta was if I just felt like we needed another defensive end, and others as well. But I'm just saying, I mean, I got a guy with short arms that may be, somebody, or I may get Mesidor late in the first round. Wherever, if I needed a defensive end, I think I can get that in the draft as much as free agency.
Okay. Hey, if any one of you guys ever had some love and so good that you wanted to risk your life and drive your $200,000 car into her, you ever had anything that good? I've never in my life. That's scary, right?
I want it. I haven't had it, but I want it. I want some poo nanny so good that I want to give up everything, a $10 million contract. I want some of that poo nanny.
Joe, you're going to be in yourselves, man. I'll tell you what, y'all don't know this is worth it. I tell you, man.
I'm fighting every day, man.
I'm allergic to that type of shit, me personally.
I agree.
And at 50 years old, I don't want nothing like that. My ticker might not can the rigors of that. So I'll just stick with what I'm doing, save the money, enjoy the trips, and go that way. Because that's crazy. And these guys, as we see in so many different aspects, I wish the young guys are on here right about now. I would love to hear Donald and Chris, young Chris, explain to me why their generation is so pussy whoop that they can't control themselves.
Tender dick, motherfuckers. They tender dick. They tender.
We can't. We
Hey,
can't do that.
you
It's
know
some
who they
dudes our
needed?
age done crashed out, done kid. Man, come on, man. Don't put it
No,
on one
no, no, no,
generation.
no,
We done
no,
had a lot of
no,
older
no.
dudes
No, no, no,
crash out
no.
too,
Well,
bro.
Jody, you're a little bit younger than me. I'm
No,
gonna
we
start
had
with
dudes older than you crashed out.
I'm
No,
gonna
man.
start with, and we always called them dudes suckers, and they wasn't in the mask. You got rappers shooting bras. You got like this stuff wasn't happening like this when we was coming. I'm sorry because the music was totally different. It wasn't. It ain't tricking if you got it. It was take my. Never mind. I won't go into
Listen,
all the lyrics
we not.
that we was brought up on. I watched the Mac. I watched all of that stuff. Our mentality, yeah, there's always been sucker for love. You know, let sport coat take the, hang out with him, and then when you're ready to get down, holler at your boy. But this is an epidemic. I got the only person that's going to make a decision that is consistent with what I believe in has been Dak.
Okay, like I said, that's very subjective to say a whole generation is soft and tender dick. That
Then why is it
I'm
happening?
but it's a lot. It's been happening since the beginning of time, bro. It's
But
been
why is it
happening.
happening
I'm
amongst
gonna
our
tell you the number
wealthy?
one. Hold on, Mike. I'm gonna tell you the number one sucker attack. My man in the Bible, David, put the man's husband because he wanted her. He put him on the front line. Come on, bro.
David
It's been
was
happening since the beginning of
Joe,
time, bro. Come
You
on,
went
man.
all
Stop
the
it,
way
man.
back,
well.
Joe.
I could go back further than that. Adam clearly had a sucker attack,
So
but
what
could
are
you
we
blame him?
talking
That was the only
about?
pussy on earth.
Come on,
So you
bro.
can't necessarily put him in that category. But what I'm saying is, and this is what I'm saying, the soldiers heard what I was saying, and I know you know this. This type of mental like attachment to the gushy gushy just wasn't like quite like this. It wasn't. There's
That's
no
a
evidence of such.
listen. That's cool. That's a whole nother show, man. We got to get to this show. We got to get to sports, man. My man James Franks, man. Yeah, Lemon is a dog. I wouldn't mind getting Lemon,
Yeah, he's good.
Spade, any of those guys, man. But I know you got to be happy with Cleveland, the direction Cleveland's going. I know I ain't been this happy in years with the direction Cleveland going. But Solo Sports, let's get
Yes,
right
sir.
to it.
That's
Have you
good.
ever heard of a story about when you were a kid that you couldn't be
Mm-hmm.
an Indian giver?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Baltimore Ravens just broke all protocol, and it was not illegal what they did, but it was quite fucked up what they did by moving on, saying that Max Crosby failed a physical, and now he's back a Raider. They got their picks back. I wouldn't have gave them motherfuckers back. Black, no trade back. What do you think about this? So
It's two parts to this, Joey. I actually really blame the NFL for having this tampering uh area when you can just we're gonna negotiate. We're gonna not really put anything on paper. We're just going to handshake, agree to something. But I can, we don't like doing this on the show. I can pull out whenever I want to.
that's crazy work. That's
So
crazy work right there.
and Max and what I think what happened to the Ravens, they got nervous because when they decided to give up their picks, all the other players start leaving. They're like, oh shit, we got to get our picks back. We got to build our roster back up. Oh man, your knee doesn't look right. Let's go ahead and I'm giving my 2 first-round picks back, and we'll just sign Trey Henderson. We just give him the money. We don't have to trade any picks for him. So I think that's what happened. I think they got nervous because some of their key players on the roster were leaving, and they were like, "Shit, we don't need these draft picks. We're giving them up for this guy that's not even ready to play yet." I think it is kind of fucked up, but I blame the NFL for having this tampering time when this type of thing can happen.
Okay, Mike, what did you think about that when you saw that Max Crosby had to go back to the Raiders? The Ravens got their draft pick, and then in return they went ahead and signed Trey Hendrickson 4 years, $120 million anyway. So what did you think about that, Mike?
Well, I had no problem with it. In the world I live in, there is no deal until the ink is on the paper. And so, I done told chicks all kinds of things in life. Yeah, baby, I'm gonna do this. We gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna send that over there. Well, what's the Western Union? So I get that to you real quick.
No doubt. Hey, my man Donald, I sent that to you. Sadiq, man. Hey, Sadiq is a very, very important part of Against the Grain Sports. If you didn't know, just know that he's a big part of the success of the show. He said, "This is the kind of sports conversation fans love." Jody Coleman asking great questions. Jarrell Soul on Sports Glenn breaking down everything the way that makes the topics very interesting. Thank you so much on that. James Frank said Travis Hunter, old lady, gonna make him crash out eventually. That's crazy work. They look happy. Jay, they look happy right now. What's up, Teresa? I hope you're having a great and fabulous day. And Brandon Ayuk did not go to the Browns. A lot of people are anticipating Brandon Ayuk being a Commander.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
I think but once again, it's no guarantee according to what we said. We don't know for sure. I would love for Brandon Ayuk to come over for a basement bargain deal and be a Brown because we're really, if we do that, then we can probably play around with some of these first round draft picks and address some other positions. What's up, Donald? The voice of the youth, my nephew in the building, man. How you feeling, my guy?
I'm good. What's going on?
Hey, the question is, how did you feel when Max Crosby ended up going back to the Raiders, and the Baltimore Ravens got their two first round picks back, and then they in return they went and signed Trey Hendrickson to one of the richest deals, 4 years, 120 million.
On yours?
Yeah, I think that let me get it. I think that what they did, they got away with a highway robbery, and I think they got away with a highway robbery, and I think that they basically they mapped the deal out with Max Crosby, and Trey Hendrickson came in late, and they told their doctors, "Oh, make sure this physical is failed. Make sure this physical is failed, so we have an excuse to send them back. We get our picks back, and I don't know the exact money, but I don't know if Max Crosby was making more money, but we can basically get the same productivity from Trey Hendrickson, and we can just send them back, and we keep our picks. Most importantly, so you can pair somebody with them, and then just they give Trey Hendrickson 120 million and some arm sleeves like Mike wanted him to have.
Hey, listen, man. This was some bullshit. I'm gonna go ahead and call it what it is on Against the Grain Sports, and I agree with you. So the NFL is responsible because this deal happened like 4 to 5 days ago. And I believe that Max Crosby was supposed to get a 3-year, $100-something million deal, which would have made him one of the top defensive players or non-quarterback contracts per year. So to sit up here and look around and you seen what Cleveland's doing, I know you don't, people like laughing, but Cleveland has actually put an offensive line together. You see the Bengals are the Bengals. They still got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have been making some good decisions. I think Baltimore was like, hold on. We lost Lindenbaugh. We lost Isaiah Likely. We're losing all these players. We're going to need more than just Max Crosby. We're going to need these 2 first-round draft picks, and we need to go spend some money in free agency. Let's renegotiate Lamar Jackson's deal, which they did. Lamar Jackson renegotiated his deal so they can have more money. And let's go sign Trey Hendrickson and then add to the soup. We got a new coach. I think it's some bullshit. Now this man has to go back into the Raider organization and walk back into that locker room where he knows for a fact they did not want him there. And it wasn't no effect to him. I'm not sure if he said anything negative about the organization or positive in his exit. But to sit up here and the deal, he was already in Baltimore. Now all of a sudden something wrong with his goddamn knee. That's bullshit. And the league should be held accountable for such bullshit. That's just me. They should never let that shit happen.
James, I think they're trying. I think the Cowboys are trying to get him, honestly, because they've traded 2 of their defensive linemen within the last couple of hours. So Dallas might be trying to, okay, maybe I'll give you a first and a third, because Dallas got 2 first-round picks this year. Maybe that's what the Cowboys are working on, trying to make that trade happen. But honestly, with the moves that the Raiders have made, he might want to go back and just be a Raider.
So I feel that, but my thing is, if he failed his physical, what makes you all of a sudden gonna go to another doctor? Then he not failing his physical.
That's what I was about to ask. Hard. What's the difference in the different physicals and different doctors are different?
It's bullshit, Donald, because they already knew he had a knee injury before they even made this deal. So they know. And then the GM for the Ravens had the nerve to get on television and act like one of those televangelists that's always lying to the people saying it was money. Oh, I'm so upset that we couldn't get him. We were actually trying to sign him and Trey Henderson at the same time. Shut the fuck up.
See,
That's what he has nerve to say today. There's no way in hell you're gonna be there for both of them. Come on.
You found a way to get the same productivity off the edge, and then and a way to keep your picks.
Well, he can't say that, but you're right. That's exactly what happened.
Probably did. So the doctor, what you gonna do is you gonna make sure that physical say fail.
Right, because you know there's money involved. I would have got a second opinion. I would have got an outside doctor to see if he failed. James Frank said they messed up. Trey missed way more games than Max should have kept. Max, he's a straight dog. Hey, I ain't complaining though. He's not a Raven no more. I'm not complaining. I'm glad he out of the division for sure. Teresa said he failed past his physical. Now he failed it. And then James Frank said he said all positive things about the Raiders. I'll take Max over Trey or TJ Watt all day long. Let's get to that. Let's talk about some of these free agents before I get to this other. I'm gonna talk about some of these free agents that went on there. I'm gonna go with you, Michael, the People's Champ. Joey Bosa is now a San Francisco 49er. He's paired up with his brother. I think he had a productive year with Buffalo last year. He's now he's a rental at this point of his career. What do you think that Joey Bosa can do for the 49ers this season?
Add another live body on defense, and the Niners are gearing up to make a run for the Super Bowl. This is all that they're doing is loading up with veteran talent to go with the guys that they have. They felt like they were close. They've been close, and now they just are trying to get over the hump, and they're kicking flyers on everybody that has a name. Mike Evans one day, Joey Bosa the next. Hell, they may have Ezekiel Elliott before this is over with, but they're definitely taking flyers on guys that are proven commodities as opposed to waiting on the draft or anything like that to really round out their roster. So this will be very interesting.
Okay. What do you think about that? So Joey Bosa now a 49er. He's paired with his brother. His brother should be healthy at the start of the season. So they got a very good bookend of edge rushers. What do you think that Joey Bosa brings to the 49ers?
That's the biggest part of it, Jody. I can go on underdog right now. Which Bosa brother gets hurt first? Because it seems like one of them always, and they don't just get hurt a little bit. They tear ACL. They out for the season. A lot of talent, but I don't know. Their ligaments are not very strong or something. Something's going on with it. But like you said, if they can actually stay healthy, that can be a problem for everybody else in that division. That division is still tough. I know the Seahawks lost some players, but they still got a strong core there. And you can't forget about what the LA Rams, your favorite team, is doing. Your favorite team out west. I know you won't. I know you have more Matthew Stafford in that Super Bowl.
I'm a Midwest kind of guy, like Kansas City Chiefs number. But
and don't forget about them Arizona Cardinals, first overall pick next year.
Yeah, they definitely gonna have Arch Manning in the fold. But Donald, what do you think about Joey Bosa going over to the 49ers?
Well, I think it's what they needed. One thing about the Niners, they just need as many players on the roster as possible because the way they get hurt out there, but he's productive. He's productive when he does play. I don't know if they're going to depend on it to be like every down so they can probably preserve him or his brother some. So I think it's a good move for him. And like Mike said, it's a win now type situation picking up guys like that.
I was very intrigued, and I was kind of upset that Cleveland didn't get an opportunity to go get Joey Bosa because for one season, we know Joey Bosa is going to get you about 7 sacks. He's going to be one of the lead leaders in pressures. We know that that means you're going to cause turnovers with the secondary. You got some guys like the Cleveland Browns having Denzel Ward and having Tyson Campbell, guys that are very aggressive and play great man-to-man. That equals interceptions and pick sixes when you got a guy, because you can't double. You wouldn't be able to double Myles Garrett all day, and you wouldn't be able to double Joey Bosa. I was a little upset that we didn't get him, but that's the same formula the 49ers can use. If you got a healthy Nick Bosa on one side, little brother is better than big brother in this situation. And I think that was a great move, a tremendous move for the 49ers right there. Going back to you, Solo on Sports, Bradley Chubb is now a Buffalo Bill. Bradley Chubb signed a 3-year, I think $49 million deal. He's a guy that can be their lead edge. That's probably why they went away from Joey Bosa this season. What do you think Bradley Chubb can bring to a team that's looking to win a Super Bowl?
He hasn't been very productive lately when he was with the Miami Dolphins. He had his better years, I think, when he was with the Denver Broncos. I think they overpaid for this guy. I don't like the move. I don't think he's a good fit there. I don't know what they expect out of him, but I don't think they're going to get what they're paying for. I think they overpaid for him, and I think they're going to struggle to get to the quarterback like they've been having problems the last couple of years.
Okay, not a good signing. Okay, Donald, what do you think about Bradley Chubb, a former Pro Bowl player? This guy come to a Buffalo Bill organization because we hadn't heard much from him when he went to the abyss of the Miami Dolphins. What do you think he can do for this Buffalo Bill team?
I mean, he's a solid player. I don't see him like being like a needle mover to just shut anything down or nothing. So, but it's a good signing. I mean, I guess you can always use a proven guy, especially when you're a team like not rebuilding, when you're trying to win a Super Bowl now. So I guess it's a good signing for now. I don't see it being a needle mover though.
Okay. What do you think about that, Mike? A guy like a Bradley Chubb, a guy that can get you 8 to 12 sacks, finally going to be playing for something. What do you think Bradley Chubb can actually do for the Buffalo Bills edge rushing woes that they've had the last couple of years?
I mean, he's, I guess, regarded as one of the best that's out there on the market right now. Again, you got draft coming up. Maybe you want to get a guy like him, and you can bring in another guy. You got Rousseau there, and maybe you're just going to have a veteran presence to bring some young guys along, some young pass rushers, and try to shore up that pass rush because I think Jalen Phillips just got $100 and some odd million in the deal that he made, and they were at one point in time on the same Dolphins roster, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But they never could really play it at the same time off because one would be hurt, the other one wouldn't. You know, it just didn't work out. But you see one guy getting $103 million. So, I mean, and I don't think Chubb is getting that.
No, he got actually Phillips got $120 million, 4 years, $120 million.
Okay,
Bradley
$120
Chubb
million.
he got 3 years, I think $149 million. So that's a huge.
Oh, Chubb got $149 million from
No,
Buffalo?
no. He got 3 years, $49 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I think Bradley Chubb is solid. I think you're getting a deal with that price tag, according to what, like Mike just said, with guys like Jalen Phillips, who really hasn't really done anything. He had a decent run with the Eagles, but to sign a 4-year, $120 million deal, making you one of the richest edge rushers in the NFL, is a smack in the face of guys that have year in and year out got double-digit sacks. But Bradley Chubb, maybe this is a good thing for those guys because I think the amount of money I think takes a lot of pressure off of him. I think if he would have signed like a 4-year, $120 million deal, he would not have lived up to expectations like you alluded to. But
What
I think
year is it, Jody?
Huh?
What year is Chubb in?
Chubb is like him and
He's been late for a while.
He's about 30 because he's the same age as Nick Chubb. That's his cousin. So they're about 29, 30 years of age. So 3 years, still in his prime. Missed a lot of games the last couple years. When he was with the Dolphins, he didn't play a lot. I don't know, man. I think he's solid pickup. But once again, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm still looking for somebody else. I'm not sold on just Bradley Chubb. Like, okay, all right, we're done. Bradley Chubb is there now. We should be good. So I'm in agreement with so. Couple other notable free agents. Kevin Byers led the NFL interception, is now a New England Patriot. Geno Smith is right now penciled in as a starting quarterback for the New York Jets. So who said you can't go home again? Romeo Doubs have signed with the New England Patriots. I'm not sure about that signing, but he signed I believe, a 4-year, $80 million deal. That's about $20 million a year for a guy that's probably a number 3, but I mean, it's not my money, it's theirs. Isaiah Pacheco found a new home in Detroit to take the place of David Montgomery. He will be the change of pace running back for Gibbs. And then Greg Newsome, the second, has signed with the Giants. Not to mention Hargraves, the former Minnesota Viking D tackle, former 49er, is now a Green Bay Packer. So the Packers are trying to fight back and sign some of those guys that they have lost. James Frank said solid pickup, especially if they bring in a young guy in the draft, solid veteran presence in the linebacker room. I can see that, but I want to see how that goes. But guys. And this is my favorite topic because you know what I'm about to say. Right here. And I'm gonna let my man Michael, the people champ, go first. Your boy Daniel Jones signs a 2-year, $88 million deal that can be worth over $100 million. He tore his Achilles on December 7th. So technically, he's probably not even going to be ready till December or even later in the season. You could have franchise tagged in this year for a lot. You know, you save a couple million. What do you think about the Indianapolis Colts? Seem like they're going all in on a quarterback that is not going to be ready week 1.
Well, the Colts have answered their quarterback issue. They feel like they've got a franchise quarterback. They paid him as such. And, injuries happen, and Daniel Jones is getting his money. And they feel like they were headed in the right direction with him at the end before he got hurt. He was looking like he was going to be up for comeback player of the year again. And now this time he will be up for comeback player of the year. He's following the Sam Darnold model. Sam Darnold has made several people a lot of money this year. Geno Smith now gets another opportunity. And I didn't hear us talking about, well, why do some guys just get to be handed a starting position when they've been around the league and they haven't done? Okay.
Geno Smith has actually done something. Geno Smith has actually won games in this league. What are you talking about? He took Seattle to the playoffs in the year that he didn't make. He still won 10 games.
Bro,
he just went to Oakland. Vegas. Nobody can win in Vegas.
I look for the same, and all I'm saying is we just blew by Geno Smith. He's going back to a team that got rid of him once, and last year he did nothing to show nobody nothing about nothing.
He played for Vegas.
Hey, man. I'm just telling you what he did. I'm not saying I can't deal with any of that. It's an NFL team. They brought him in to make that team better. That didn't happen. And now he's getting another starting opportunity without even
He deserves a starting opportunity, Mike. He deserves it. What do you mean? Geno Smith has proven in this league he can win games. He's going to the Jets who don't have a quarterback.
So when these other guys get their opportunity from not having accomplished much of anything,
Sam Darnold ain't do shit before he got to Minnesota. Stop that shit, man. He didn't do shit before he got to Minnesota.
Because at the end of the day, we sit up here and we talk about other guys who get their opportunity and we say, oh, well, he just gets the start. He keeps getting the start. And then Geno Smith keeps getting the start and keeps getting the start. And then he goes back to
He only got 2 opportunities. He got an opportunity in Seattle where he deserved. He wasn't even supposed to be the starter in Seattle. He ended up winning games, and then he gets traded to Vegas, who ain't nobody been successful in Vegas. And now he's going to the Jets. You act like he's going to a winning organization. Come on, man.
What happened after the Seahawks got rid of Geno Smith?
They won 2 more games or 3 more games than what he won. What are we talking about? You act like he went to the Super Bowl. They got a Super Bowl. He was 10-7 as a starter.
They got a Super Bowl. It didn't happen with Geno Smith.
Okay, but he didn't have, once again, that's the Tom Brady effect. It wasn't just Sam Darnold went off. They got Cooper Kupp. They end up getting a healthy running back in Chavanaugh. They went and got some other pieces on it. They got DeMarcus Lawrence on the defense side of the ball. Stop acting like it was just Sam Darnold that came and all of a sudden they won a Super Bowl. Stop that shit. We're not going to do that.
The light switch went on. All I know is that minus Sam Darnold, no Super Bowl. With Sam Darnold, Super Bowl. And the last quarterback before Sam Darnold was Geno Smith, who went to the Raiders, stunk it up, and now is getting another chance to be a starting quarterback with no controversy, no having to compete, no nothing. And that's all I'm saying.
Sam Darnold last year would have went to Vegas. He wouldn't have been no Super Bowl winning championship quarterback. Cut that.
Well, he was busy taking care of business in Minnesota.
We know.
You know,
it ain't gonna be no contract if you earned it. So on sport, what do you think about Daniel Jones? 2 years, $88 million, and he not even gonna be ready week 1.
Yeah, only the quarterback position gets paid for being average like this. I mean, there's no way in hell if I'm an owner or GM, I'm going to pay Daniel Jones $40 million a season to be average. I would just roll with a young guy instead of giving this guy all his money. Who was the young guy they drafted from Notre Dame? I just see
Riley Leonard.
and I will build a team around him and see if he can play. If not, I draft me another. I just cannot give. They need to rethink this, man. The way they give these quarterbacks all this much, not just Daniel Jones, it's Tua, all these other guys. These guys are not they are not the answer to your organization, and you're going to pay these men all this money, and they're not going to do no real winning. Last year they started off hot, but they had a really easy schedule beginning of the season, and the season got tougher, and they start losing football games. Daniel Jones is not the answer there. They're going to regret this. Only good thing about it, it's a 2-year deal, so I guarantee you, after 1 year, if it don't work out, they can find a way to get rid of him.
And it's crazy, so because they talking about how great a year he was, but before he got hurt, they start dropping games before they got hurt. So everybody like, well, they didn't know. They dropped like 2. They were 8-2. Then they lost 2 games with him, and then the game he got hurt, they lost, and they dropped to 8-5. So they were losing prior to him getting injured. So I want to make sure everybody know that. Donald, what do you think about that? Daniel Jones, 2 years, $88 million, and it can be worth over $100 million. Donald.
They won. He won 8 games. I mean, he won 8 games. He lost 5. So I'm saying, so evidently they see that they feel like he deserves it, and that's who they want to give their money to. They feel like, in their opinion, he's worth their money.
Do you think he's worth it, Donald?
I would have to look at every single quarterback's pay, and I would determine it off that, because I feel like Daniel Jones is better than a lot of guys in the league.
But who were they bidding with? Was anybody else going to give Daniel Jones this kind of contract? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I would lowball them and say, "Hey, look, man, I'll give you 28." Who the fuck's going to give Daniel Jones?
No, I seen something where they tried to give him something, and he was like, "Nah," and his people said that, and they answered to it.
Okay,
sometimes you gotta stand up for yourself.
Donald, you just made a statement. You said he better than who? Who would Daniel Jones have never won double-digit games? He got one playoff win. What are we talking about? Who is he better than?
Winning is overrated when you talk about players.
Okay, let's go. Oh, if you go on statistics, he really ain't better than nobody.
It don't even have to be statistics, because like Josh Allen don't have the best statistics, but he's clearly one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Right? No, I'm saying not great statistics. People who have numbers, and you got people like Justin Herbert who have nice statistics a lot of times, and he's not that good.
And even more to the point, when we do comparisons the same, I was just told that a guy who had horrible numbers last year.
Let me finish, Mike.
He had more wins than Daniel Jones ever had.
Let me finish, because this is my thing. Like Geno Smith, what I just seen out of him, he should never play football again. That's what I just seen out of him. So then we go to saying he went to the Raiders. Daniel Jones played with now he's going back to the Jets. Sam Darnold was with the Jets before him. Nobody succeeds in certain situations. So my thing is about a player and the wins. The wins don't really matter. It's about the place in the situation. Winning is overrated when you compare a singular player to me, because it's not all about winning. Because if you're no matter how good you are, if you're in a bad situation, anybody was going to the Raiders last year, like we just said, they were going to be garbage.
This is my take on Daniel Jones. 2 years, $88 million, and it could be worth over $100 million. So that means he could potentially make $50 million a season. Now let's take away all he did last year, all he did in the past. He's not even going to be ready until December. So already into one of the years of the 2-year contract, he is not even available. Come on, guys. And he's coming off an Achilles tear. He's not Jason fucking Tatum. We don't know how much success this guy's going to have.
Well, he just got paid like him.
But the offensive line is not as good as it used to be. They're diminishing on their offensive line. Jonathan Taylor is not getting any younger. So my thing is, are you banking on the Indianapolis Colts having a winning record until he's available? Like, this is $44 million a year for a quarterback that's not even – I ain't even going to get into what his name is. I don't give a fuck what his goddamn name is. His name could be Joe Montana. Why would you pay a quarterback that's not even going to be available for at least fucking 12 games of the season?
Because they believe him.
Like for him to get paid.
I don't know.
I would have franchised him the whole year. I would have just paid him whatever the quarterback market would have been, about $50 million for 1 year. Find out if he can fucking play those last 4 to 5 games, And then if he played well, then sign him to a 2-year, $88 million deal. But there's no fucking way I'm going to pay a quarterback that can't even tell me if he's going to be ready maybe for the whole season.
But Jody, what you just said, you would franchise him for $50 million, and he's only going to make $44 million, and he could be released at the end of
We don't know if he's going to be released after that. If you franchise,
but you can.
All a franchise tag is an audition for that quarterback. This is a quarterback. Like, let's go in perspective, guys. I know y'all think I just hate this guy, but I'm gonna tell y'all facts.
Well, we know that.
No, because I tell y'all fact. I have not lied on this man one time.
But the franchise tag will be a waste, though.
It's
gonna be a waste this year anyway. You giving money away anyway.
Right, but the franchise tag, if it's an audition, he can't audition. He's only gonna play 4 years. So the franchise tag is a waste because you can't even evaluate over four games of the season anyway.
That's what they so they already sold on him that he's gonna be ready in another year. But this is the thing: Daniel Jones have ended his season on injury reserve 5 fucking times of his career. Y'all act like I'm lying on this dude. I am telling the fucking truth. Y'all get mad because y'all like him. Y'all think I'm just hating on him. No, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm giving y'all fucking facts. With the Giants, he ended the season 3 times on injury reserve. When he went to Minnesota, he couldn't even play if he did want to because he was on injury reserve. And last year, he ended the season on injury reserve. But we already talking about quarterbacks, if they healthy or not. He's not a healthy quarterback.
How much money is Tua making?
Now he ain't making shit.
How much money is Kyler Murray making?
Last year Murray would have been upward $50 million.
I'm telling you, Kyler Murray is not that much better than Daniel Jones to me.
He got more success than Daniel Jones.
I promise you, when I watch Kyler Murray play football, I don't see him being that much better than him.
He got more success.
I see Kyler Murray being better
than
I see Kyler Murray being better than Daniel Jones. But the problem that we have with Daniel Jones is we act like when he got to the Giants, they went out and acquired all of these great pieces when actually the first move that they allowed to happen was for Saquon Barkley to be.
Stop, Mike. I'm not going to let you say he was with Saquon Barkley for 3 fucking seasons before they let him go.
And so when they let Saquon Barkley go, that was building in the right direction.
They let him go because they didn't want to. It was either sign him or Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley. They couldn't sign both of them. Let's not act like the Giants didn't go get that guy from Detroit that was supposed to be good, but he fizzled out in free agency. They went and drafted offensive linemen. They went and drafted pieces around Daniel Jones. He never had 0 competition in the Giants for his starting job. 0.
Okay. So the Giants won. If I'm correct, could you give me in that 3-year span, what was the Giants' record as a team?
I don't know. I know they only got 1 playoff.
He had one winning season while he was
so let me ask you, what's the most important thing for a quarterback that we say? What's the most important thing?
I say
offensive line.
No, I'm talking about as far as measuring their success. Playoff wins, right? That's what we say?
First, we got to start first with regular season wins. You can't have success in the playoffs if you don't have good regular season.
Because I was just thinking, how many playoff wins does Justin Herbert have?
0.
How much money does he make?
Probably about upward $50 million.
How many playoff wins does Trevor Lawrence have? The same amount as
he got 1.
He got
1.
No, I'm asking. So he has 1. So my thing is that's about the equal amount of success. The object is to get to the playoffs and win the games. If he's winning more games,
overpaid. Most of them are overpaid.
I'm saying, but that not real. I can't call him. I can't call him over. I can't
call
him
winning. You overpaid.
Because the owner, because the person I'm making the money for, the owner's gonna get paid no matter what. So when I'm saving them, so no matter if we win or lose. So I'm not overpaid. I'm the product on the field of which you're making money off of.
And you're not overpaid if the market says that you're not. I mean, that's just the way that it goes.
I'm gonna go this. I got another question about quarterback. I'm gonna go to Mike first on this. If your team, and I'm gonna speak, your team is the Falcons, Donald's team is Tampa Bay, my team is Cleveland, and Soul's team is the Commanders. You telling me, with y'all having the quarterback problem that y'all have, if the owner or the GM says we were going to sign Daniel Jones to 2 years, $88 million, and we know he's not going to be ready till December. Would you be happy with that signing, Mike?
It's a relative question. I mean, possibly. I can't say unequivocally that I wouldn't.
Okay. All right. I mean, of course, I'm asking somebody that don't matter. He'll stand on something, even if he don't want to be right. He don't want nobody
That's
else to
my
be
opinion, though. I mean,
okay.
I said that I mean, depending upon, am I looking, are we a playoff team? Do I believe that this dude is my franchise quarterback for the future, that I'd rather pay him now and say he stabilizes and gives us an opportunity to win Super Bowls in the future? I'm not looking at right now. I'm taking the NBA approach, and I believe he's that guy. Then no, I wouldn't be. If I don't believe that Daniel Jones is that kind of guy, then you could, hell, I didn't like when we signed Matt Ryan to a bunch of money because I knew we wouldn't win a Super Bowl with him.
Okay, and that's the only person that took y'all. James Franks, he said, Jody, what's our quarterback week one? I'm rocking with Shador's, but I know I'm hearing Watson is taking it. I think it's going to be Shador's when it's all said and done. I think Shador's is the guy. I think they're building around. People don't realize that Monken, when he was at Georgia, was trying to recruit Shador Sanders. I think he knows that Shador Sanders has a boatload of talent, and he's going to be the one that gets it out of him. So I think that Watson will probably get cut because he's going to battle for the job, but I think he loses. Shador Sanders moves on. I think Watson gets cut. Solo on Sports. If y'all didn't have Jaden Daniels, and this I'm talking about this year, like it happened today. And they said Daniel Jones is now a Washington Commander, 2 years, $88 million. Would you be happy with that?
Oh, of course not. He ain't gonna take us anywhere.
And then on top of that, so he wouldn't even be ready till December.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even be ready till December, and maybe longer than that because he tore his Achilles December 7th.
Yeah. Now, I want to compare apples to apples. If he had played last year for the Commanders, coming off the pass that y'all had, and he went 8-5, and then got hurt. Started out 8-2, ended up 8-5. When it was all over with, and now he gets injured, and you're going to pay him for 2 years that same amount of money, then does that potentially change your mind?
No, not if he's not playing to December. If that's what's going on, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
And maybe later. He tore his Achilles on December 7th. He may not be ready the whole year.
I just wanted to make it apples to apples.
It is apples to apples because they can go. They done been there and done that. They done had
when you're playing with a team, when you're playing with an organization, and then that organization doubles down on their belief in you, that means that you showed them something that they believe in.
I think the NFL owners and GMs are scared not to have a quarterback, so they overpay for someone that's average. Well, we got to sign him because we got to have a quarterback. So you got to give an average quarterback $40-50 million. I just don't agree with that. I roll with a rookie before I do that shit.
But I'm saying $40 million from what I'm hearing, certain guys getting paid is average money.
$44 million ain't average for a quarterback that ain't gonna play. Same scenario, just like Mike said, Donald. Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't have Baker Mayfield. Let's say y'all coming off of the Jameis Winston era, y'all don't really have a quarterback. He comes in, wins 8 games, he go 8-5, gets hurt. Do y'all do the same thing? Do y'all sign him? Would you be happy with that?
If he go 8-5, he's a winning quarterback. Of course, I'm cool with signing him. Now going into it, I may be like, hell no. When we first signed Baker Mayfield, I was pissed. But they seen something that I didn't. Hopefully they can evaluate and see something that I didn't. And I think that if you bring anybody into I'm a firm believer of, in any right system, any role player can be a superstar. If you bring somebody into the right situation, they can be good.
Let me tell you what's amazing about I set y'all up for the like I normally do. Deshaun Watson was 5-1, and y'all argued that he didn't do shit. Mike was like, oh, he was 5-1 as a starter before he got hurt. And you was like, y'all need to part ways with him. He fucking got hurt and was 5-1 as a starting quarterback for Cleveland. But now this guy's 8-5. He the next thing since sliced bread. He's the best fucking thing since sliced bread. That's bullshit. No, if he was in Cleveland, and Cleveland, we didn't have success with some quarterbacks. He went 8-5 and got hurt. No, I would not be happy signing a quarterback for 2 years, $88 fucking million that's not even going to be ready for a whole nother season potentially. No, that's
Well,
not even smart money. That's not even smart money.
I'm saying
well,
if you believe
you
if
like
you
to
believe,
say that he went. You like to say he went 5-1, as if there wasn't like 11 or some odd other games. But I'm going to start with the 0-16
He went
season.
5-1 in year 2. He was 3-3 when he came off the fucking. He was 3-3 when he came off the season that he got suspended. The year that he got hurt, he was 5-1 and just beat the fucking Baltimore Ravens.
I'm going to start with the fact that he was 0-16 because of whatever reasons that he couldn't contain himself.
Who
and
was
that's
when
what
was he
impacted
0-16?
a large part of how
Mike,
I
when
felt.
was he 0-16, bro?
The season that he had to sit out because he couldn't control himself in the offseason. That's 0-16.
He didn't even play.
That's my point exactly, but he still got paid.
You just said he was 5-1 as they fucking starter for Cleveland. 5-1. And we went to the playoffs that year. We end up going to the playoffs even with him out of the lineup. But it's all of a sudden he ain't shit. But Daniel Jones is the fucking future. Get the fuck out of here with that.
He don't come with the same baggage.
Yeah,
you can't come with the baggage that Deshaun Watson comes with and think that you're gonna get treated the same.
But no one, Mike, but no one knew that Deshaun Watson's situation gonna work out the way it did. I mean,
but I'm talking about.
Hold on. There was a lot of teams trying to get Deshaun Watson. It wasn't just the Cleveland Browns. They might have overpaid for him.
Atlanta wanted him.
A lot of teams trying to get that guy.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that happened. Then the next 2 seasons happened whenever he finally came back, he went 3-3. Then he went 5-1. And both times the guy couldn't stay healthy during either one of those times.
He was already on the contract by then.
Hold on. And now he does have this back. My only thing was that you got a quarterback that's played 8 games in 3 years, and I'm supposed to just keep going down this road, and he's hurt again.
So isn't Daniel Jones fucking hurt?
Daniel Jones started last season. Did Deshaun Watson start the last season?
Yes, he started last year. That's when he got fucking hurt.
He didn't play
No,
game
not last year.
season.
The year before that, he got hurt at the end of the year. The same time Daniel Jones got hurt.
What I'm saying is that he has been in Cleveland. You got 1 0-16 year. You got 2 years that he played and did something or whatever, and then he missed the whole season. And now he's going to be in a quarterback competition with Shador, and he still might not play. Daniel Jones don't have no off the field issues that are reoccurring.
He got on the field issues because he's not good.
Right. Hold on. Stop, Mike. Because you just saying a lot of hype. You're not putting no real fact behind it. If you're gonna say that, you're gonna say Deshaun Watson was 0-16 because he didn't play, which he wasn't hurt. They just didn't let him play. Daniel Jones did the same thing in Minnesota. Did he play in Minnesota, motherfucker? No, he did not play in Minnesota. So that's the same. That's 1-1.
Minnesota made a choice not to play him. Cleveland could not play him.
I mean, I just think that me watching when Deshaun Watson played, he threw some dinking. The winning thing, I don't know. I just think the winning's overrated when you go to evaluating a player.
How are we gonna say it's overrated? And that's
because
we're playing sports to win.
Nah,
so
because
it's overrated, Donald.
Because it's a 53-man roster and it's football. It's not basketball where one guy can will you to a win. But in football, you need every single man to be elite. Every phase of the game to be elite. In football, a quarterback can come out and throw 50 for 50 with 10 touchdowns and still lose the game.
Let me ask you, Donald.
Let
me ask you, Donald, since you said winning, and I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna ask Mike, and I'm gonna ask then we're gonna move on. Donald, so you telling me Daniel Jones before he got to Cleveland, was he a better quarterback? Deshaun Watson, was he a better quarterback than Daniel Jones when he was in Houston?
Deshaun Watson, he was better.
Okay, Mike, was he better?
Yeah, he was better
than Daniel Jones.
He was better.
He got more money than Daniel Jones.
So was he better than Daniel Jones?
He got more. He got more money than Daniel Jones.
So if you take away the Giants and you take away the Houston Texans, even since they let both rosters, both of them have the same level of fucking success. So what are we talking about here? And the thing about it is Daniel Jones will not play last year. That's the reason why Deshaun Watson didn't play last year, because he got hurt against the Bengals in like week 11. He didn't play. So Daniel Jones, he gonna get paid a whole year and not even fucking play. But nobody's gonna be mad at that. But we're mad at Deshaun Watson for not playing.
I don't think nobody.
Could I ask a question?
I'm not mad at Deshaun Watson. You got your,
Neither am I. Can I
nobody
ask
care
one
about that.
question? I just want to ask one question.
What up, Doc?
If your commander signed a quarterback for $240 million, and in 3 seasons he managed to play, in 4 seasons he managed to play 8 games, would you be excited about this upcoming year? Of
course I wouldn't be. But we're talking about when they signed the contract is different though, Mike. I'm talking about when the contract was signed.
He signed 10. He played 10 games the year he got hurt. He played 6 games and he played 6 games. That is not fucking 8 games. Make sure the facts are correct when you start asking questions.
So he's been there 7 years now.
No, he haven't. His first year he played 6 because he was suspended the first 11. The second year he played 6 because he got hurt. The third year he played 10. That's the year he got hurt against the Bengals, and he didn't play at all last year.
Okay. So he's played twice as many. So in 4 seasons, he's played 1 complete season of football. And now going into year 5, and you're on the hook for $240 million. Is that the kind of investment with the Commanders that you would be excited about right now in March of 2026?
No, of course not, because
but
we didn't know from the beginning when he signed this deal that this was going to happen.
Exactly.
I'm talking about when the contract was signed, everyone thought that he was going to be the same Deshaun. Am I right?
I didn't. That's not the question I asked. I said you signed him for what you signed him for.
Yeah,
that's not a question about that. At that point in time, I didn't care that he got 240. It wasn't my team. I didn't care.
But
I'm saying that the results of it all. Now you're going into year 5, and this is the guy. Would you, as the Commanders fan, GM, would you be happy with what you've gotten for $240 million right now?
Of course not. Deshaun Watson ain't even happy with it.
Hold on, Mike. Ain't nobody fucking happy that he's hurt all the goddamn time. But the thing about it is, he would have never got a 2-year, $88 million deal if he was coming off an injury. Like, if it's this year, no matter if he balled out, he's not gonna get no $88 fucking million deal for 2 years when we know he ain't gonna play next
year. For these quarterbacks.
This is what I'm saying. I don't find that to be true. I think that Deshaun Watson could have got hurt and not got, if he didn't have the, whether he did it or not, I don't know. I wasn't there. Whether he's getting talked about it, whether it's fair or not, or whatever the case, Deshaun Watson could have got 2 years, $88 million anywhere in the league if he wasn't being at the parlors. So that's my thing. He could have got that. I don't think it has to do with his play or none of that, because he could have tore his Achilles and his performance would have still granted in him getting that type of money. So I think that you putting a stain on what you come with.
Yeah, but he was carrying the Texans to the playoffs multiple years before he got.
Exactly. And he could have got the money if he wasn't
doing that.
Right. But I'm saying that's the thing is that Deshaun Watson could have got the same money. It wouldn't have been an issue with it. It's his off the field stuff.
I can agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not that he wouldn't have got the money.
We talking quarterbacks. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to you, Donald, first. You a franchise that need a quarterback right now, i.e. Minnesota, Arizona, which is crazy it is left. Who would you take because both of these guys have officially been released, Kyler Murray and Kirk Cousins? Who would you rather go with out of these 2 guys, Donald?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins? Okay.
All day.
No rebuttal?
No, Kirk. I'm just not a big Kyler Murray fan. I'm just not a fan of it at all. Kirk, I'm gonna go Kirk, and I'm not a fan of Kirk Cousins, but I'll take Kirk instead of Kyler Murray.
Okay, Soul on Sports. Who would you go with, Kyler Murray or Kirk Cousins in the juncture of their career?
Are we talking about what organization we talking about?
Should everybody need a quarterback? Shit, whatever team, Minnesota. He had a lot of success in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins.
If I had to sit down and have a conversation with Kyler Murray, see where his head is, because we haven't seen him play. He missed a lot of the season last year. He definitely has more upside than Kirk Cousins. I mean, Kirk Cousins is good for about 4 or 5 games, and he'll disappear. I would go with Kyler Murray over Kirk Cousins right now.
Okay. What about you, Mike? Who are you going with, Kyler Murray or Kirk Cousins?
I'm going with Kyler Murray. He's younger. He's thrown 120 some touchdowns to 60 interceptions in his career. So he's a 2-to-1 interception guy. It's been a struggle for anybody to be successful in Arizona. They're one of the worst run organizations in the NFL right now, a la the Jets, a la some of these other teams, organizations that we talk about. And so I don't view him any differently. I think a change of scenery, and he'll be in the Daniel Jones conversation or the Sam Darnold conversation for guys that got to a right system and began to flourish.
I don't know if Kyler Murray was in. I think he was in the right system in Arizona with Cliff Kingsbury because he had 2 Pro Bowl seasons under Cliff Kingsbury and a playoff appearance. So I think he was in the right systems. I think that he started fizzling out. James Frank says send Kirk to Pittsburgh, please. Out of the two, especially if I'm Minnesota, I'm going Kirk Cousins because both of these guys are rentals. I think both of these guys, I don't think is a franchise guy anymore. So if I'm like a Minnesota that I know I got to keep JJ happy up there, and I'm talking about Justin Jefferson, not not McCaffrey. I'm going to if I'm Minnesota, I'm gonna go ahead. We know Kirk Cousins can light it up. They might not win a lot of games, but right now y'all got to make it where Justin Jefferson don't want to be fucking traded. So I think if you got Kyler Murray, I don't think he's going to be getting the ball to Justin Jefferson. At this point in time, look, y'all lucky if y'all win 7 games. Just make sure that Justin Jefferson don't want to be traded. And I think that Kirk Cousins is a guy that, as we've seen, he held with Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts got an extension because of Kirk Cousins. Let's keep it all the way funky. So if you don't want to lose Justin Jefferson, you don't want to lose Jordan Addison, go get a quarterback that you know can put up a lot of points. Kyler Murray has had problems with receivers getting the ball in multiple times per game. He's a guy that can win games, but when you're looking at trying to keep these diva wide receivers happy, and I'm not saying Justin Jefferson's a diva by no stretch of the imagination, but he does want to. He has been hitting that he wanted to be traded. So to keep him happy, I will get Kirk Cousins and then figure out what I'm gonna do with JJ McCarthy. Is he gonna be the guy? We just need to figure it out. James Frank said Justin Jefferson going to want out after this year. Watch, yeah. If they don't get a quarterback that can get him the ball, I think he's going to want out.
So I'm trying to figure out is how Kyler Murray's 120 some touchdowns to 60 interceptions, which is a 2-to-1 ratio. He has a 67% passing completion percentage. He's been what you said, a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
And now, and he's about 7 years younger than Kirk Cousins. And we think that Justin Jefferson would rather play with Old Man Rivers than Kyler Murray, who could at least move around and not, because I can tell you what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins, but the guy is very serviceable as a backup at this point in the league. He popped that Achilles. And if you can protect him, if you can keep him upright so he can get the ball out, he throws good ball. He's still got the mentals up here. He can't move. And that was the problem in Atlanta. It wasn't so much that he played bad. He just can't move anymore. And unless you got the best offensive line and running game in football, you can't protect him well enough to get the ball to Justin Jefferson the way that you want to.
But this is the thing. Kyler Murray, I'm not saying – I think Kyler Murray is better than Kirk Cousins, but I think for Justin Jefferson's sake, he needs a Kirk Cousins. Kyler Murray is not a guy that's going to have a whole bunch of receptions to one receiver. Even when he was playing with Bernard B. Hop. B. Hop wasn't getting his custom 100-catch seasons year in and year out with him because of his mobility. Sometimes your mobility take you out of hot reads because you think you can make a play downfield. Kirk Cousins is going to get the ball to the playmakers, and it don't matter if he can move or not. Look what he did for Kyle Pitts. If Kyle Pitts didn't have Kirk Cousins, he wouldn't be a Falcon right now. They would have went ahead and let him walk. Go ahead, sir.
Justin Jefferson, of course, I don't know him personally, but it seems like he's the type of guy he wants his stats, don't get me wrong, but I think he really wants to win. Even last year, he wasn't getting the ball. You didn't really see him doing a lot of pouting on the field and none of that shit. I think he's tired of fucking losing. So if he only catches 80 passes and they go to the playoffs, I think he'll be cool with that.
He ain't gonna even get 80 with Kyler Murray. Donald, what do you think?
I just don't think I'm not. Last couple years, I'm just not a big Kyler Murray fan at all. And like I said, I don't unless you're looking at long term quarterback, giving him another chance. I would say Kyler Murray, but I just feel like for 1 year and just a little pit stop, I will go with just Kirk Cousins, just on a quick fix side.
And that's what
I got one thing to say to the Minnesota fans out here, that are fans of our show. If you're a fan of our show and you've been watching like on a regular basis, especially when we're in the NFL, if you want to know who should be Minnesota's quarterback between these two guys, I'm going to encourage you to listen to me, because if it was up to some people, J.J. McCarthy would probably be starting this year because he's the second coming of somebody from somewhere, because he mastered the handoff at Michigan.
I still think JJ should be the starter. He was 6-4 as a starter. Like I thought the object was winning games.
Nah.
He did not play a full season. And my thing is, I wouldn't be giving up on JJ personally. I mean, damn, he ain't played but 10 games, and we already talking about he can't play.
I think they don't have time to wait for him to develop, because Minnesota does have a good defense. They do have some good weapons on offense. They don't have time to waiting 2 or 3 years for J.J. McCarthy to figure out what color jersey the other team has on and stop throwing it to him. I don't think they have time for that.
That's one of the reasons
they shouldn't have drafted him.
That's one of the reasons I say.
I'm with you.
I'm going to go to my grave praising Jody Coleman to the day I take my last breath. I'm going to praise this man for his loyalty, because it reaches the point of unheard of. The man is clearly going to heaven because his faith is uncharted when it comes to certain things. So again, ladies, if you are looking for somebody that is loyal, my guy is here. DM him. I can get you as DM me, and I will get him to you if you're looking for loyalty.
But the thing about it, you saying that, but the man played 10 games. When have we said that quarterbacks can't play after 10 games?
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about when you have first of all, you're a Browns fan. You stick by Deshaun Watson through thick and thin. You stick through J.J. McCarthy. I mean, sometimes it's just uncomfortable, but I admire that in you. That is not a slight to you at all. You are convicted on certain things that other people will walk away from.
I just like facts. Go ahead.
And that's one of my things where I'll be saying that winning is overrated and evaluating the person. Because I watched J.J. McCarthy play, and they won 6 games, but he is not a 6-game winning quarterback at this point of his career. They won 6 games, but no, I mean, he was like probably one of the worst quarterbacks in the league this year.
But Donald is relatively his rookie year. Like, we act like guys because he didn't play none his first year.
That's why I said at this point
he's playing, and then everybody ready to say he can't play football. We've seen it. Some light switch. I mean, if that's the case, Sam Darnold should have never played football again.
I said at this point, and my thing is, in my opinion, he wasn't a good quarterback at Michigan.
He sure enough was a good quarterback against Ohio State. My thing is this. This is all I'm saying. You got to, like, I'm evaluating quarterbacks. It's crazy where we give Sam Darnold 6 or 7 years to be good. We giving Daniel Jones an eternity to be good. But
and Geno Smith as well.
But we about to let J.J. McCarthy go after 10 games? That's crazy.
No, I didn't say let J.J. McCarthy go. I said that the kid was not a professional level quarterback when he was at Michigan. Because Ohio State managed to lose to Michigan every year, is not the rest of our fault about J.J. McCarthy not actually being a good NFL prospect at quarterback. And the great John Cooper once said, if a dog is going to bite, it's going to bite as a pup. And this pup has no bite.
So wait a
when
minute.
it comes to being a starter. Now you can be a career backup for a long time.
Hold on. Didn't Peyton Manning throw 28 interceptions his rookie year?
Peyton
Am I
Manning,
mistaken?
how many touchdowns did he throw his first year?
Huh?
How many touchdowns did he throw his first year?
He threw under. I think he threw 20 because he didn't break the record. I think he threw like 26. He was like 26 and 28 as a touchdown.
But it seems like nowadays, Joe, they expect these rookie quarterbacks to be like C.J. Stroud and Jayden Daniels. They expect that out of the quarterbacks right away, and it's really not fair to the quarterbacks because they expect success right away, and sometimes it takes them.
Cam Ward did not have one of those type years, and the Tennessee Titans are very.
But Cam Ward didn't have the roster that JJ McCarthy had, and he was replacing a winning quarterback from the year before, so it's a little bit more pressure on him compared to the pressure that's on your quarterback. I mean, on the Titans quarterback.
Well, but here's the thing. What you just said, though, you said you expect the people to have these rookie years. I don't think that everybody expects someone to have a great rookie year. They expect to see something like Shedeur Sanders. I think he showed enough. A lot of people are like, his body of work said, hold on, let's see what this guy can do. Way more than Dylan Gabriel, because you can see that dude is a backup, you know. He's a 4-year. Dylan Gabriel is a 4-year guy in the NFL. I'd be shocked if he makes it to year 8.
And listen, I'm agreeing with it. I'm just saying, if you invest a first-round pick as early as Minnesota did, you got to find out what you got. That's all.
I agree. I agree. That's why I said at this point, I'm not saying he can't be good at a point. I just don't think it's right now because everybody, like I said, the right system turn anybody into something. So
right. So you said he had 6 wins last year, right?
Yeah, 6-4.
It was 6, so he played 10 games as the starter last year.
Yeah.
And Minnesota decided, you know what? Let's take a look at some other things and try this.
Because they think they have a winning roster now. That's why they're doing this.
So the thing is he hurt or they just want another quarterback?
No,
they just want another quarterback.
Now, the only thing I would say is this. The only thing I would say is this in his behalf. Maybe he needs a different system that fits his skill set. I don't know what that system is, but maybe that could be, I will grant that being possibly part of it as well.
I'm going to say this, and we're going to get to the NBA. I'm going to say this for J.J. McCarthy. The reason why, I mean, because he's a high draft pick. Does he have the skill set? I don't know. I know that can he win games? He showed that he can. But the thing about it is this. It's like I just want to at least evaluate him correctly for a whole season. For them wanting to get another quarterback in Minnesota, is that is a prime example of what Sam Darnold did. If Sam Darnold doesn't go and have the success and win the Super Bowl, I don't think they'll be bringing the quarterback into Minnesota. But they're seeing like, damn, we let Sam Darnold go. JJ, you went 6-4. Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. That's all it's boiled down to. That's all it is. It's not that they don't believe in J.J. McCarthy. They just seen what Sam Darnold did, and he was once their starting quarterback just a year ago. I was on record saying that Sam Darnold should have stayed and franchised him to see if he can do it again. And then if he couldn't, then let JJ be the starter. I was on record saying that. They should have never got rid of him.
That's why the GM got fired, because he let Sam Darnold walk out of the door.
But that's where you and that was the one spot where we agreed, where it's like, how do you let this man go? This man literally just had you playing for the conference championship and got you into the playoffs or whatnot, and you let him go for a guy who had to miss his whole rookie season. I don't see how you do that, and that's why that GM is gone.
Hey, why did James Frank say Dylan Gabriel is booty cheeks? Ass cheeks.
Now, Jody, do you want Dylan Gabriel to get some more work and a longer evaluation? Not with Cleveland, because I like Shedeur. If Shedeur Sanders wasn't there, y'all would love for Dylan Gabriel. Shedeur, I wanted Shedeur. Remember, I wanted Shedeur to be the first round pick for the Browns. So
I know you watch every snap of the Browns. Like, did Dylan Gabriel throw any passes over 7 yards this year?
He did. He threw a wobbler to the tight end.
A wobbler.
Man.
I'm gonna be real. No disrespect to Dylan Gabriel, but Dylan Gabriel should never got drafted. He should have been
not that high.
No, he should have got drafted at all. I think he should have been a free agent. He should have went into camp, undrafted free agent, and he should have like Dylan Gabriel is a 6-year guy in college. In a lot of teams, if he stayed in college, he would have lost his starting job to Dante Moore. So it's like, come on, man. If you're gonna lose your job to a guy that's in college, then what makes you think he's a professional quarterback? And then you took him in the 3rd round. That's crazy work.
Hey,
But
Donald,
What's
I
up?
sit at the sports bar every Sunday. One for the first 4 hours, the second one for the second 4 hours, and end up watching damn near because every game is on, right? I made sure that I honed in to this Dylan Gabriel. I probably watch more Cleveland Browns games than I actually watched fully the Falcons games because I was in evaluation mode. I said, hey, man, come on now. This is absurd.
this is piss poor. This
2
is
yard,
piss poor.
2 yard now, 3 yard slant.
Bro.
Hey, man, they say 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but that's supposed to be running the football.
Donald, this how bad it. This is what really made me like they need to bench this dude. We were playing the New England Patriots, and he threw a out route to the running back in the end zone, and we got a safety. I said, I was like, come on, bro. I would have. Anyway, I'm not gonna get in there. I ain't gonna dog walking. But let's go NFL, guys, man. Let's go NBA. I'm sorry, NBA. Bam Adebayo broke Kobe Bryant's record of 81 points. He scored 83 points in the Miami Heat victory. I think they won 150 to 121 blowout. Everybody's up in arms about how he got his 83 points, shooting 43 free throws, shooting under 50%, 7 for 22 from three-point land, and the way that the Washington Wizards look like they laid down. Solon Sport, how did you feel about Bam scoring 83 points?
I wasn't watching that game at first, Joey. I was watching. What game was I watching on ESPN that was on last night? That was a good game.
That was Wright State.
Wright State Raiders.
No, Wright State.
No, Celtics Spurs.
And the
I was
Spurs.
watching that game, and they kept talking about Bam's got 65 points. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna find that game. I turned to it. It's like the 4th quarter, they were up 25 points, and they were fouling the Atlanta Hawks. Not Atlanta Hawks. They played who they play again?
The Wizards.
They were fouling the Wizards on purpose so they can hurry him get the ball back, get Bam some more shots, so we can get the rate. It wasn't natural at all. It wasn't organic. I mean, big up for him to score that many points, but and then they just started triple teaming him, trying to make him get a ball. The whole thing just seemed ugly, man. I didn't care for it. I'm happy for him to score that many points. We never thought Bam would score 83 points, but I just didn't like the way it flowed. It just looked weird to me.
Okay, Donald, what did you feel when you seen how many points he scored?
I mean, I had to watch it. I had to rewatch all of it. First of all, I had to rewatch all of it. First of all, it's hard to go in the gym by yourself and score 83 points. First and foremost. So anybody scoring that many points, you're extremely talented. I know how talented Bam really is.
Yeah,
the 83 points thing, I feel like at the end of the game, I think the only thing I don't like about it is them fouling to get the ball back to do it. Like, even if they weren't fouling, they were just getting the ball back naturally and he was scoring. Now, I went through all the fouls and stuff. He was really getting fouled. That's the thing. He was really getting fouled, and a lot of the shots were contested. He was really getting buckets. Now, the end, I didn't like the end of the game where they're fouling to get the ball back to do it. But I'm kind of happy that this just happened, because now I applaud Eric Spoelstra for letting him stay in the game and do it, because a lot of guys will take you out, and then if you check yourself out, they'll complain about it. So if that's what you want me to do, then I can go. Let me go in here and chase these records. You see what I'm saying? So I think it played out like that, but I don't like the end part. So he scored 83. I can't take it out the record books, but I will put him at about 68 to 70. But at the same time, I was watching Kobe Bryant score 81. He shot 13 free throws in the fourth quarter also. So, and I never heard nobody say that about that.
Yeah, but he didn't shoot 40 fucking 3 free throws in the game. No, Kobe did.
And another, he was shooting a lot of jump shots. And another thing, a guy is climbing my list. This Jalen Rose, I got a bone to pick with this Jalen Rose, because he got a lot to say about a lot of stuff, and you want to say that, but you're the guy who got the 81 scored on you. Yeah, so and then he's been talking about these freshman guys and stuff, talking about we were the best class. Well, you came in and maybe you're a little overrated because you didn't win anything. Then you stayed for a third year, even after they left, and didn't win anything also. But that's another story. But yeah, Bam, I didn't like it. So I would put him at about 70 real points because the rest of it, I didn't like it.
Real quick, Donald, Michigan did go to back-to-back national championship games.
So and so an appearance is an accomplishment now, right?
It's an accomplishment when you
Okay.
was freshman.
Okay.
I'm not.
Another thing too.
Malachi Tony's appearance in the net. Never mind. Go ahead.
And another thing he said, another thing I didn't like that he said either was, he said, guys, he said they're all freshmen, so they don't have to play against older players. So, you know, me, I had to do some research. Players are way older. You got to play against 30-year-olds now. So the thing that he's saying is, it's like, I just don't like these people getting on platforms spreading false information to try to protect what your legacy was. I don't like that.
I dig that. Okay. Mike, what did you think when you seen that Bam drop 83 points, man?
I just want to say this before I go into that. Can we please come back to that as a topic?
Yeah, we can. We can go that
Okay.
before we can get off the show. Yeah.
Thank you, because I need that meat right there is tender, and I need some of that.
Yo, that's crazy work.
Whoa.
Crazy. You're not talking about my nephew.
Yeah, I don't know what meat you. I was trying to like
Jody, he's been based in olive oil. He's ripe and ready for roasting. I just need to be able to get to it. But you asked me about Bam, so I'm gonna go there. So the first most egregious. Let me start with this. I like Bam Adebayo. I like the way he plays the game. There's no off-court issues. The guy brings his heart at every night. He is skilled. He's a skilled big. I think he could play now. I think he's one of the players that could play then because he plays with the physical nature and some skill and finesse. I love his game. All of that said. Now, the first most egregious point dunk that I ever saw was when Shaquille O'Neal was leading the league in scoring, and mysteriously, out of nowhere, David Robinson is allowed to score 71 points so that he ends the season as the league leader in points scored. And that will forever be the most egregious dumping of points that I saw, because it was only so that Shaquille O'Neal would not lead the league in scoring.
And you heard Dominique say that told him we're gonna take you out the game so he can make sure he scored.
So that part for me was just totally egregious. Now, last night, if you score 80 points, you score 80 points, and there's elements of truth to what Donald said, that anybody that goes into a gym, it's hard to make 80 shots in a workout, let alone score 80 points. However, here we go. 7 of 21 from behind the arc means that you jacked up 21 threes from what is essentially the 5 spot. Is that what he plays?
I thought he shot 23 threes.
He's a point guard. He's a
22.
I don't know why he's playing the 5.
22 threes is Bam Adebayo hunting. And I'm just throwing out the facts that is what is a little bit below 30%, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's very bad percentage, Mike.
Okay. Then we got 40 plus free throws, not 25 or 30 free throws, which is usually unusual for a person. But you're going to tell me that he shot 40 plus free throws?
43 to be exact.
And then you've got the end of the game situation where they're just basically attempting all things possible to get to 83. So just like LeBron and them won in a bubble, I believe that this feat,
you can't help it.
This feat it deserves an asterisk. I'm sorry. It deserves an asterisk. And it is not for the reasons one would think. I'm looking at the facts of what happened, because I saw that happening too as I watched the Wright State game and then started watching the Celtics fall apart after Batman went out. But that's the story all
We're about to talk about that next. We talk about that next, Mike.
And so with that being the case, it just, looks like an asterisk to me, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
So just a question, right? Just a question. since we talk about like records and stuff with asterisks, if I have like a streak going on and I'm down 20 points towards the end, and I need to get back in, and they foul me on purpose so I can average 20 for my for every year of my career, is that more ethical, or does that look down on?
I think that anytime that
yes or no?
I think that
Yes
in
or
the
no?
midst of competition, there are a lot of things that take place. Some are more egregious than the others. And
What makes it more egregious? If I'm on the bench and we're down 20 points, and we're gonna come in the game and everybody knows it, and they're gonna foul me on purpose so I can shoot free throws to get this average, does that make it more ethical, or is it okay because it's a certain person?
the
I don't know.
NBA is all
I
about
don't-
milestones and records, and that's not the. I don't think that one thing. I think a culmination of things have to make something egregious, and so no, I would say no for that, and I would say yes for this because there's more evidence that this was something totally contrived.
No, this was 100% fact. This happened.
No.
This happened.
I'm not talking about what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I already
that's what I'm
said
saying.
no.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not
So
as egregious because it doesn't have as many things that go along with it to where you can see that there's something at work.
okay, that's interesting.
Didn't Bam have 30 something in the first quarter? I think
31.
He
He had 31.
47 in the
He had,
first
he had 40. He had 42 in the first half. But I think in the first quarter they was actually
he
playing.
had 30 something in the first quarter.
That's why I said I'll put them on about 68 to 70. Now that last 13 and 15 was bullshit, just because they was fouling to get the ball back. Even though the other team was triple team and he was trying not to let him get it, but at the same time, that's why I'll give him 68 to 70.
It's the Wizards; they're pretty bad too.
So a big shout out to Reese for giving us some stars, man. Hey, we appreciate any stars that y'all give us for Against the Grain Sports. We definitely appreciate and applaud that to keep us going. This is my take on Bam scoring 83. I have zero problems how he did it. It happened. It ain't nothing we can do. Because I believe even in this same scenario, if this was SGA, nobody would have gave a fuck. If this was LeBron James, nobody would have gave a fuck. If this was Wemby, nobody would have gave a fuck how he got these 83 points. The reason why everybody's up in arms is Bam's biggest game of his career was 41 points before this. And he's not known to be a scorer. To be honest, Bam is known to be a defensive player. So with Bam being known as a defensive player, this is what tanks this for a lot of people. It has nothing to do with the asterisks or getting fouled. In my opinion, nobody would have gave two fucks. Like I said, if this was Steph Curry, if this was SGA, nobody would have batted an eye. Because we done seen guys get close. Devin Booker had 71 points for Dame Lillard in games that didn't mean anything. I think it had a lot to do with who it was and who he passed. If he wouldn't have passed Kobe Bryant, if he would have scored 80, nobody would have gave a fuck. If he would have stopped at 80, we would have just been like, great game, Bam. It would have been no controversy. But it's mad controversy because it's Bam. Bam is a guy that's to himself. Now they start throwing shots at his girl, the best female player of all time, potentially. Now they throwing shots at her. It's a lot of former players throwing shade at Bam. He did it. The person y'all or the people y'all should be mad at is the fucking Wizards. The Wizards laid down the whole fucking game. They laid down. You get mad that he's playing good basketball because the other team don't want to fucking play. The Wizards should have just stayed the fuck at home last night. So my opinion on this, it has nothing to do with Bam. I think it has everything to do with who broke the record. Like I said, if SGA do it, we're applauding. I don't give a fuck if it was the same scenario. If it was Steph Curry, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, nobody would give a fuck. And if he would have stopped at 80, nobody would have gave a fuck. That's my take on it. Go ahead,
Jody, I agree with you so much on this because of who it is. And because of who it is, it brings to mind this one thing. This is about the equivalent of Kevin Willis scoring 80 some odd points.
Stop fucking playing, man.
The league is
Kevin
watered
Willis,
down to this level.
Oh my God,
interior
bro.
play.
Come on with that
This is
shit,
the kind
Mike.
of shit that you're going to get because there's no physicality. There's no anything out there. Can you even comprehend Kevin Willis 2.0, scoring 83 points.
He's better than Kevin Willis.
First of all, has Kevin
in
Willis
the
ever
80s or 90s. Would you? But Jody, I'm gonna tell you this. I've been and said this. With the way the NBA is structured today, and this is not a knock on these guys. I'm just saying the way that it's structured, the way that they play, and the skill sets that are transferable. There are guys that are post-oriented guys that if they played in this era, as you see Bam Adebayo capable of scoring 83 points, what does a Chris Webber score on a given night? What does a Akeem Olajuwon score on a given night?
Stop disrespecting Bam's skills. That's what you feel.
Individuals. Sean Kemp, does he have an 80-point night in this league?
He's not fucking skilled as Adebayo.
Point and time.
He doesn't have the skills that Adebayo has.
I'm just wondering because I know that Bam Adebayo does not score this many points from 2000 to 1981. I know this don't happen.
But Mike, you missing the whole thing. It ain't got nothing to do with Bam. It ain't got nothing to do with Kevin Willis. It got everything to do with the Wizards not fucking playing.
Well, that's gonna be my second point.
Let me ask you this. Do we
ever recall a team previous to now playing that horribly against somebody chasing destiny?
I've seen it. I mean, you just said it. You said they did it.
I said
every fucking exactly. Now,
points, and I know
he just ticked me out because you got to stop doing that shit because this shit is not factual information. These things are facts. I can send things and show things that Bam Adebayo can do that I've never seen Sean Kemp do. Bam Adebayo. It's a lot of players that actually admit to you that Bam Adebayo is a point guard in a center's body. If you look at his actual skill set, he's more skilled than a lot of players.
So is Bam Adebayo better than Sean Kemp in his prime?
Fucking yeah, he's way more skilled in scoring the basketball. Yes. If I can say so, would you say so?
No.
If I can do everything better than you, I'm probably better than you. Only thing Sean Kemp can do better than Bam Adebayo is jump. That's it.
So you think all Sean Kemp was a dunker?
He can't dribble better than Bam Adebayo. He can't shoot better than Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo has real skills.
Now, Donald, this is where I'm gonna say. A lot of times, is Bam more skilled than Sean Kemp? Absolutely. Is he better than Sean Kemp? No. And this is why I say no. Now, listen, hear me out. Situation, just because I can't go dribble the ball through my legs don't mean I can't score at will. I'm good at what I'm good at. You see what I'm saying? Sean Kemp was good at catching alley-oops. He was good at what he's good at. And I think sometimes it makes it where it's hard to compare because, yeah, you can look at Bam. Bam can take it through his leg. Bam can make the pass. But Sean Kemp, for what he was supposed to do, all he was supposed to do was score. That's all he was supposed to do. That's why I think the difference, I think nowadays players, they're asking for them to do more. Back in the day, I think these guys could have developed that skill, but they were not asked to develop that skill. That's all I'm saying.
Did Sean Kemp ever put the ball on the floor and get to the bucket?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw this happen routinely. He was not a go post and just go post with your back to the bucket. Dude, he had a mid-range game. He had a fadeaway off the high block, 15 feet out, face the bucket, back to the bucket. He's a better athlete than Bam Adebayo. And sometimes we just have to say, stop it. He's not better than Sean Kemp.
That's just sad, man. You got to stop that. I pray when I get older that I understand and I give my flowers to the younger people and I see what's going on, like I already do.
We're not saying Bam can't play.
No. You're not Mike. You're not. Mike is. This is what Mike does, and a lot of people on TV. This is what they do. You got to think. Charles Barkley scored 55 points. Bam can do everything better than him.
Are you sure about that?
If you look, watch the game. Bam Adebayo does a lot of stuff.
I know that Barkley took the ball from end to end. He was known for grabbing the rebound and being a one-man fast break by himself. So you can't say he couldn't handle the ball.
I didn't say he couldn't. I never said that. I never said that. I said he didn't do it better than Bam.
Shooting threes. I know Barkley is a good 4 inches shorter than Bam Adebayo and has damn near better career numbers. Will have better career numbers when it's all over said and done.
Probably will.
Okay. But let's channel that real quick because I got one more thing before we get back to what Donald was talking about with Jalen Rose. The Celtics last night, I seen something that was extremely egregious. Jaylen Brown was ejected from the game. I wasn't. If y'all didn't see it,
I saw it.
He was on the sideline for the fans out here for what it was. He got literally pushed out of bounds, and my team is the Spurs. He got pushed out of bounds by Castle. It was a clear foul right in front of the refs, and Jaylen Brown just was complaining to the refs like most people would, like, dude, literally you right in front of me, and he got put out of bounds. So he got a technical foul from that ref. He goes down to the other end on a ref that didn't have nothing to do with the play, and he went and he basically kept talking about the play. Maybe the ref brought it, I'm not sure, but he was ejected by the other ref. I understand the one technical, but two technicals I don't agree with. Mike, I know this is your guy. Jaylen Brown being ejected. How did you feel about that? And what do you feel about the league and referees that are doing things like that?
Well, I'm seeing it all the way through, to be quite honest. Referees that just make themselves part of the game. I watched a high school game yesterday that probably was one of the most egregiously officiated basketball games I've ever seen. Not by what they did call. It was about the stuff that they just refused to call, right? Then I get to the house and NBA referee is throwing a guy out, a grown man out. After you tee me up and I go talk to the other ref, what gives you the authority to give me another technical from halfway down the court? And how was that legal? I don't know. And then I watched the Michigan State-Michigan game. And because Jeremy Fears is a player that plays a certain way, now you got them not calling shit that they should be calling when he's being physically challenged. But then when he does the least of things, and so it's just so inconsistent at all levels with these referees just wanting to be part of the culture, part of the story, when their job is really just to call the game.
Okay. So what did you feel when Brown got ejected? What was your sentiments when he got ejected?
Was it a missed call? Yes, they missed a call. Happens in every sport, on every level. Referees miss calls. The first tech he deserved. He should have stopped barking after that. Honestly, he should just let it go. Because I'll tell you right now, if I was NBA ref, they would all hate me because you keep talking shit. You go to the locker room. After the first tech, his teammates should have grabbed him, or the head coach, hey, man, we need you. This is a big game. We need you out here. He kept barking, walking towards the ref. Another tech. We all know that's how this shit works. I don't. Maybe he shouldn't have got kicked out, but, man, after the first tech, you got to start thinking, it's being selfish if I get myself kicked out of the game. My team needs me. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to suck it up. I might talk to him a little bit during the timeout, respectfully, let the coach talk to him, but they really need me in this big basketball game, and I think he should have just stopped after the first tech.
So,
Mike, what you about to, hold on, I'm going to get you. What you about to?
Can we ask him one referee question? Because
Yes,
he's a
sir.
referee.
Yeah.
If I'm barking at you and you tee me up, I'm totally cool with that. I'll walk over to the other referee, and what you don't know, all of what I'm even saying to this referee, though I probably am complaining to him about what happened. Why do you have the ability to give me another team for not talking to you?
Mike, the referees are teammates on the field. They're going to protect each other. If they see you getting out of line, they're going to kick you out as well.
But that ref didn't tee him up. The ref that teed him up was the ref that gave him the first tee, and he wasn't
I blame his teammates, and I blame his coach. They should have grabbed him right away after the first tech. That's how I look at it.
Good stuff. Okay. Donald, what was your perspective when Jaylen Brown got ejected by not the same referee, got two different tees on the same play?
I watched this whole situation from 2 or 3 times. Rewind, watched it again. Okay, first of all, he let you bark at him first and said, my bad, I missed the call. The ref told, my bad. You kept barking at him and he gave you 1 tech. You went down the court and you kept walking around being hardcore and hostile. You got to go because now you're out of control. And if I let you keep doing it, you're not going to just calm down out the blue. Or now I'm just forced to call anything for you. It's a lose-lose for the referee. After you got I told you I let you bark at me without a tech. And then I called a tech and you still barked. You went down the court. You never, even to the point where you would walk off the court, you never calmed down. You gotta go. You gotta have more self-control with that. You asked for that.
I got this is my perspective. I got two folds on this. One, should he been ejected? Yes, you should have. I'm with you. So shut the fuck up. You're the leader of this team. Jason Tatum is just now getting back. We need you. We're playing against the San Antonio Spurs, probably the hottest team in the league. This is going to be a measuring stick, probably potentially a NBA Finals matchup that we probably are watching before our eyes. And you know Jason Tatum only been back for 2 games, so he don't have enough to carry the team like you've been carrying the team. And I'm going to give you credit. You have been carrying the team. I mean, that's without a shadow of a doubt. You're top 3 in MVP conversation. You have to think like an MVP. Now, this is not the first time that you have came out verbally and said something about the referees. Why do y'all think that you saying something in the media and getting a fine is going to make the referees all of a sudden on your side? That's not how you do it. Now, I understand, and Jaylen Brown is a fantastic person off of the court, very intelligent guy. But you were very selfish last night. You were extremely selfish last night. Now, should he got thrown out the game? I don't think he necessarily should have got that second tech. But what you said is correct. Where is your other teammates? Where is the coach? Hey, I'm gonna sub you out the game for a couple minutes, let you cool down, talk to you. Sam Cassell's on that roster. Somebody could have calmed you down and take it out on the team. Now on the flip side, there's got to be some accountability for refs continually missing calls. Just saying my bag, I miss it, that's getting old to me. There's got to start being some kind of consequence and repercussions because players get fined. Because after the game, they go say something about the referees, they get fined, right? But the referees, nothing happens. They don't get fined. We don't know who it is. They just get to live their life and get other games. So in this situation, I'm agreeing wholeheartedly with Donald and Soul. He should have been ejected. But on the flip side, I'm with Mike. They got to have some accountability for these referees continuing, because you can't keep telling me over and over, my bad. Fuck that. Some people's jobs and livelihood is on the line because you are do your job better, or we need to get somebody else in there.
Jody, if you go back and look at the play, the ref that missed the call, he was standing in front of those guys. He didn't even see the guy pushing. He saw Jaylen Brown, and it's probably very difficult to referee an NBA game with all the flopping and shit. I'm pretty sure you put your hand on the guy, he acts like he's been shot. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's pretty difficult to referee an NBA game. I mean, I've never done it at that level. I'm pretty sure it's not easy.
So as an NBA fan, and I paid my money to watch the Celtics and the Spurs, and everybody's in the fucking lineup, which is an amazing feat all unto itself. And we've got primetime action. And so I done paid my money to see some guy with no athletic ability, no nothing, impact the whole game because it happens in the first. There couldn't have been. I've never seen a blown call and response in the first quarter get a double technical within a matter of seconds.
It was the second quarter.
2 separate refs in one instance. And if this is the way that the NBA is going to be officiated, and this is right, then I as a fan, I don't want to pay my money.
So referees don't deserve respect, Mike?
Just because you paid your money to the guy be able to do whatever he want.
This is what I'm saying.
Draymond won not one game of home refereeing.
But first off,
he be talking crazy.
First off, like I said, if he had stayed in the face of the ref that called the issue, and he got the technical, didn't walk away, didn't
go somewhere else,
didn't go, because players go talk to the other refs all the time.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing it in a respectful way.
That's what I'm saying. He was still hostile.
How do we know what he? It
was on TV.
Ref didn't feel the other ref didn't feel like he was saying something crazy because he didn't give him a tag.
But he was obviously still hot about.
He was barking. He was still barking.
It's okay to be hot. That's passion. That's the game.
But Mike, I think what we missing is what he did on January 10th, where y'all don't think that referees watch post game interviews
and it might have not said like Soul said, they're a brotherhood. And if you sitting up here, that's like, okay, if somebody talking about Mike that ain't a part against, I can talk about Mike, but y'all motherfuckers can't talk about Mike. Do you see what I'm saying? Mike, I'm not gonna let nobody out. I might disrespect you, nigga, but I'm not gonna let nobody outside the family disrespect you. So we got to go back to what Jaylen Brown. He's so smart. Sometimes he thinks he's the smartest person in the room. And what you did is put a bullseye not only on your back, but on your teammates' back when you went out there and went after the refs on January 10th. Talking about, you can find me. I'm a physical player. I don't flop. So right now you telling me as a ref that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and you're smarter than me. So they're going to make him pay. They might not do it now, but it might happen in the playoff. Real quick.
Did you see he tweeted something after when he got kicked out? He said, "This is the type of shit I'm talking about."
That's what I'm saying. Real quick.
The playoffs, bro. You gotta be careful.
Big shout out to my man King Minks in the building, all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. Man, I know he probably just getting off work because normally he is here. Eagles Philly said, "Good show today. Keep doing your thing. Stay safe and stay blessed." That's our guy, all the way from Philadelphia, PA. Donald, what do you think about that last thought?
I mean, I just think you should be thrown out, bro. You got to shut up. You got to have some self-control. My thing is, shut up. You get out the game. You went over there. And it's not like you went to the other ref and was talking to him. You went to the other ref and was still barking. You was hot even when your even when your teammates and coaches got out there in between you, you still went off. So at that point, you got to go.
Mike, what final thought on that? Final thought, Mike, on this.
This is what I don't get. Listen to Donald. Like, he wants players not to play with 20 minutes whenever they want to play, however they want to play. But then he turn around and then he doesn't want them to say nothing to a guy who don't play the game at all and is only there to officiate, to kind of keep the game moving along and make sure it's not egregious, so forth and so on, but not to be a star or not to make themselves a person. You know what I hate at the beginning of NBA games?
Anything young? Go ahead.
When they announce the officials.
Mike,
there are some things that are a little bit better when they're younger, but not too young.
All right, R. Kelly.
What do you mean, teenage? But go
What
ahead.
do you mean?
When you say teenagers, Mike, what do you mean?
As long as I heard this one time when
don't
I was
say it,
playing
Mike.
ball.
Don't do it.
This is the craziest thing I ever heard a coach say to his players was that, hey, if the field got grass, play ball. I said, oh my God.
He should have never got a job again.
That makes me cringe by even hearing that. So give me a final thought on this situation.
Final thought is, man, the referees are human as well. They don't like to be disrespected. So you got to think about that, man. You top, like you said, Jolie. Jaylen Brown was a little selfish yesterday. He hurt his team. It was a big ball game. It was on ESPN. Everybody was looking forward to it. And it took after that, I turned the channel in the third quarter. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna find something else to watch. I knew the Spurs were gonna take over after that.
Tatum brought him back though. Tatum had 24 in that game. Tatum made it a close game. You can tell watching him the whole time. He's not.
He looked fat now. He looked fat and out of shape.
Every time he comes to the basket, I'm like, man, I hope he don't pop that damn Achilles again.
Yeah.
But my thing is, one part of me that was happy about last night getting him out.
But Jason Tatum is not going to be able to carry. If now Jason Tatum would have played all year, and he had played like that, I would have been like, yeah. But Jaylen Brown is the leader of this team until Jason Tatum gets up to speed. I mean, let's just call it what it is, and he wasn't there. I wonder, and I'm gonna say this, I'm about to piss Mike out. I wonder if Jaylen Brown didn't want that smoke with them Spurs. I wonder if he just didn't want that smoke.
Oh, see,
they lost to him without Tatum before. They lost to him. So.
Yeah, I don't think that he was already cooking. He had 8 points.
He had 15. No, he left the game with 15.
You know what I was laughing about Jaylen Brown? You know how weak I think this is. Like, how do you lead the league in shot attempts and not lead the league in scoring? That is weak. That's crazy.
That's happened several times.
Yeah, and that's weak, bro. I really think you're not a real scorer if you got to at least lead the league in scoring if you whatchamacallit. I can't.
So you're saying he don't have a high shooting percentage? Is what you're trying to say?
No, he get buckets. I just think that if you lead the league in shot attempts, you should lead the league in scoring.
I've seen Allen Iverson lead the league in shot attempts.
And I would never tell you that Allen Iverson is the best scorer. He was just a hood legend to us.
But yeah,
go ahead.
But he did lead the league. He did lead the league several times in scoring.
He did.
He did both.
Hey, big shout out to Teresa. Appreciate you. Everybody have a blessed evening. Appreciate you dropping through. She's a 49er crazy. She's a 49er crazy. So, Donald, I'm going to go back to you. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. Talk to me, Donald, about the Jalen Rose situation, what you don't like.
I just don't like that he's just another guy on TV and he has like nothing to say about the new generation. And I actually met Jalen Rose at his humbling times. I got a picture. He was we was in a UPS in LA. You can tell he was melting his stuff after he got fired. And he was cooled in. But now they let you crawl back, and now the cockiness comes back out. And I just don't like that to diminish the product that's out there. Like they was talking about the freshman class, and he has all these things to say about it. And he said, we were undeniably the best freshman class of all time at a school. Cool. But you didn't win anything. Then he goes on to say we had to play against older players. Guys are getting 6th and 7th year now. So now guys are getting to play against older players than you. You say y'all were the best freshman class, basically freshmen. Y'all didn't win it. It's guys like Kentucky and Dukes who have won championships with freshmen. So my thing is maybe you're a little overrated in what you're saying. I don't like because it's my thing. I like to give people their glory. But when you get to speaking down on other things, it makes me go pick apart who you really are. And then he has something to say about the 81, like these guys just ain't playing no defense or whatever the case. But my thing is, you let somebody score 81 also.
Right, that's crazy.
On you. And then he tried to say, the Wizards he did it on the worst team in the league. Well, it's a thing called you can go look up standings, and the Toronto Raptors, y'all were the worst team in the league. Yeah, so my thing is, so my thing is, you're going on and saying things. And and that's like the pot calling the kettle black. Just let things be what they are and stop trying to diminish everything to protect you and your legacy. That's what I don't like.
Okay, Mike, you got a rebuttal there?
I want Stowe to go first because
okay.
You know.
Go ahead, sir.
I agree a lot with what Donald was saying. Maybe Jalen Rose and that fake hairline is really seeking into his brain. Maybe he don't believe a lot of the shit he said. There's no way that brother's our age and his hairline is that fucking strong. It's not possible. His hairline's gotten stronger as you gotta know that it just don't happen. I like Jalen Rose, but sometimes he does say some off the wall stuff. Like you said, Donald, he just got his job back, so he got to get some clicks. He figured if I say certain things, maybe they'll keep me on TV a little bit longer this time. You got to think about that too, man. I think that has a lot to do with it too.
Okay, Mike, what do you think?
So there's nobody that I always agree with or always disagree with. I mean, you've heard me agree with Donald on this show. You've heard me agree with Jody. Rarely, but it happens.
Hey, very marginal.
But I think what Jalen Rose was saying in this particular instance was probably more right than wrong, but overall more right than wrong. The older players thing, I'm going to go with Donald first, is that he was really saying when he came into the league, his freshman year, as they have proven to be the best collective of freshmen on one team that we have seen thus far, because they've gone the furthest. Even though they won a championship, they've gone the furthest. But Kentucky and Duke have tried to match this with 5 freshmen, and they can't do it.
Kentucky and Duke won championship, but go ahead.
Not with 5 freshmen in the starting lineup.
They have four.
Not with 5 freshmen in the starting lineup.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, Ray Jackson didn't start. Ray Jackson came in middle of the season, but go ahead.
Him and Jimmy King came in at the same game. Kurt Taylor can tell you all about the story. The night that they both got in the starting lineup as freshmen. And it wasn't quite halfway through the season, but it was 12 games in.
I'll do you one better. They got another year of experience, a sophomore year, and still didn't win.
We're not talking about the sophomore year. We're talking about the freshman year. So what he was talking about was their particular team, collective of freshmen on a team that no one's done that, okay? The older players that he was talking about, which is a true statement, yeah, with some of these new rules that they've come up with in this era of basketball, hell, you can get the COVID year, the leg year, the neck year, the shoulder year, and every other year to get more years, and we saying that. I don't know why, but that doesn't mean that those are the best players. Back when he came into the league and what he was talking about is he had to go through Jamal Mashburn. He had to go through Christian Laettner. He had to go through other teams that had older players, Jim Jackson and Ohio State with Mark Baker and all of those guys. Those guys all went on to be great pros, and they had to play those guys as freshmen because people stayed in college mostly to their junior year before they bailed out. So now imagine this freshman class being juniors and a freshman class is now in the juniors in high school playing against these guys 3 years from now. If they did the same thing, we would then be saying that those are the best freshmen maybe ever because of that. And then the final thing is that the best freshman class that we've seen to this day, and I love this freshman class, unequivocally, no doubt, and they are the best freshman class I think that college basketball has seen in a long time, but they will not be better than the class of 1981, no matter how you cut it.
And I agree with that. So I don't even know where Jalen Rose is coming from. It's no way I'm going with Mike and them or is the best. Well, as far as what they became, they're the best. Michael's
not
and
only
Mullen.
what they became, but Ewing played for a championship his freshman year. Jordan won a championship his freshman year and made the game-winning shot. Chris Mullins was unstoppable. Barkley was unstoppable. And was it Olajuwon?
Stop, Mike. I gotta stop you. Charles Barkley played in one tournament game. It's posted on Against the Grain Sports, and they lost.
Oh no, you don't listen. Don't worry about Charles Barkley. He's not.
No, but hold on, hear me out.
He's not nothing.
I went back and I looked at some of the players that didn't even play in NCAA. Reggie Miller is another player that did not play. He missed the tournament several times in his career, even though he was averaging 25 points a game. He missed the tournament several times. It's guys that didn't even play in tournaments. So to say now, far as Mike, I'm agreeing with you what they end up being in the pros. You're absolutely correct. There's no touch in the 81. But if we're talking about the level of success, I don't know if we can say that at the collegiate level. You know what I'm saying, Mike? Like, I see what you're saying, what they became, because Chris Mullins is a Hall of Famer, Charles Barkley's a Hall of Famer, Olajuwon, Ewing, and Jordan are all Hall of Famers. But Charles Barkley played in one fucking tournament game and fucking lost. And he lost to Bradley.
Jody, I'm talking about as a freshman class, these individual players that came in as freshmen. I believe Olajuwon made the Final Four because Jordan beat them in the Final Four. Jordan wins the championship. Ewing's playing in the championship. And Barkley had an outstanding freshman year. And Chris Mullin had an outstanding freshman year. And then we take that, and because they play longer in college, they all ended up playing long. All of them guys today would have been one and done for sure.
I agree. Now, I agree with that.
I agree with that.
But this is what my opinion on what Jalen Rose said, because I didn't want to just leave it. I'm really disappointed in what Jalen Rose said. And the reason being he's better than that. Jalen Rose is better than that. Jalen Rose, all this talking about the younger generation and the older generation is really getting old to me, from even the younger generation talking about the older generation. All this shit is getting really, really old. Because my thing is, like I just told Donald about Sean Kemp and Bam Adebayo. Sean Kemp is probably better. Bam Adebayo is probably more skilled. But the thing about it is, back in those days, you didn't have to. You did one thing. When you were a big man, you wasn't shooting no fucking threes at practice. Nope. You gonna get in the block. They're gonna keep working on your footwork in the paint. They didn't give a fuck if you shot a three. That didn't mean they couldn't shoot threes. They just not allowed to. And nowadays, they're expecting these younger athletic guys to give you more. Like we got dudes at 6'9" in high school, and we got them motherfuckers playing point guard because they know at the next level that's what they're gonna play. But technically, if you was 6'9" in Colonel White, you was on the fucking block. So I don't like what Jalen Rose is saying because of the fact that he keep, like Donald, I agree wholeheartedly. He's trying to protect what he was. Nobody's gonna ever diminish with the Fab Five, because the Fab Five was not just talent. They were a cultural movement. They wore the baggy shorts and the black socks. That was shit that was never done. Matter of fact, you got fined for wearing, am I right, Mike? So you got fined for wearing black socks back in the day, right? You couldn't wear black socks. So They changed that. And so, Jalen, you don't have to worry about protecting what you already have done. And that's what I got a problem with when it comes to these commentators and these guys that played back in the day. You don't have to sit up here, like Donald said, and protect your. We see it. We're historians of the fucking game. You don't have to go up here and say, well, shit, Barkley was good. We know Barkley was good. And you don't have to get on here and shit on the younger generation. Barkley, you were great. And some of these young people need to stop too. Quit saying that these motherfuckers couldn't do shit, because y'all would have never learned how to do this shit if you didn't see them do it. Y'all just upgraded it. So everybody just needs to shut the fuck up.
They did what?
They upgraded.
I
think
agree.
the show producers, I think we get caught up and sometimes we don't go back and take a look at what happened. There was a question by the host of the show that led down this path. They didn't just start indiscriminately talking about it. The topic was, is this the best freshman class ever? And Chris Webber was on that panel. Jalen Rose was on that panel. Jamal Mashburn was on that panel. They were answering the question that was asked. And they brought up some really good points, just as we talk about the evolution of the game. Like, I believe Mashburn said, one thing about these guys is that people always say they're more skilled. He said, I think they have more room to make mistakes because we couldn't if we couldn't just come down court and pull up for a three-pointer, even if we could that's not the way that it was. Not that we couldn't have made that exact same shot. We weren't allowed, that wasn't allowed. We didn't have that leeway to make that kind of mistake. Right?
I agree. Which makes you let. Which
I
makes.
agree, Mike. I went to high school with a guy named Andre Patterson. He ended up going to Indiana. He was about 6'8", 6'9", and Bobby Knight got him in Indiana and put him in a box. I mean, but he was in high school,
and that makes you.
He could do everything. When he got to Indiana, no more of that shit.
Jody, I got two names for you right here that should have been guards. And one should have been a small forward, and the other one probably should have been a two guard, or they both should have been small forwards, which was Yante Holland and Carlos Blanton. People know Carl Blanton, the head coach at Trotwood, and his twin brother Carlos.
Yeah,
I played with those guys regularly. Carlos was better than Carl by a little bit of a margin, because Carlos handled the ball face up, but he was 6'7", and back then you had 6'7", 6'8", because they a little bit taller than 6'7", probably about 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". They had 6'7", 6'7", as the kids say, but anyway. That's what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Now, Trey Hutt should have played quarterback because he couldn't handle the ball face up, and the game was shifting in that direction. He won a national championship at Michigan State with Izzo, but that didn't help him get to the league. But Yante could handle the ball, and so could Carlos very well for guys that were that tall.
And just like, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dom.
I said just like I said today, I don't really want to say that these guys just flat out wasn't good. I'm not saying that. But my analogy is, if you walking down the street and you see a pit bull and he's in a cage, he's nothing. If he's on the loose, he is. So the ability to do stuff and being allowed to do stuff, it makes you greater. It's a lot of guys who don't get in the game in the NBA who are better than guys who play, but you'll never hear their name being brought up as being great. I'm not saying the guys flat out couldn't play. I'm just saying that your accomplishments make you great. And if it's the coach or whatever the case, you're not as great because you didn't accomplish certain things for whatever reason. Not just saying you wasn't that good.
But Donald, that's like me criticizing these young guys for not having a mid-range game, because everybody in the 80s had a mid-range game, because you were allowed to shoot 15-foot, elbow extended. Anything that was that way, you drove to a point, get your mid-range shot off, and these guys don't have that. I don't never say that these guys aren't skilled enough to do that. I say that they don't take advantage of it the way they should.
I'm going to say one thing, and I'm going to go ahead. We got to get out of here. Yante should have played point guard, Mike. If Yante played point guard, Yante is an NBA player. If they would have produced, because he only ended up being, 6'5", 6'6". I think his skill set was point guard, but he was the tallest guy on the court. So back in the day, if you were the tallest guy, you automatically became a center, just like my man Hashim. When Hashim went to Belmont, they had him. Hashim was never no power forward. They made him play power forward because he was the tallest, but he was really a guard. So
And I hate these coaches. They do kids, and that's why they always try to say, "I'm doing it for the kids." No, you're not, because you're putting a 6'3" guy at center to try to win a game. When no, you let them play how you play. If you lose the game, you lose the game. Do what's best for the kid to develop the kid.
yeah,
But I mean,
true.
coaching is very challenging because I know in football, like I played guys in the box that were going to be safeties, and I made sure that we listed them as a safety, like Will Allen. Will Allen played strong safety for me, and he actually played in the box because we dropped him down. If we were going with our 44 front, he was the adjuster to that defense. Now, if we were going to go two shell high, then he's the strong safety on the shorter side of the field because we had other guys that were rangier that could play the free safety and make plays on the ball. But when you're in high school, you got to have a healthy balance of what you do and what you don't do with the kids that you have.
Okay. Well, great show, everybody, man. Just been this back-to-back 100K shows, guys. We had 111K last time we were on, and the show before that 102. Let's keep this momentum going. We had a lot of 30K shows, man. Let's keep doing our thing. I will say, before I get y'all final thought, I have worked on a proposal, so I will be getting that out to people. So if y'all got anybody that's interested in being a sponsor of Against the Grain Sports, please let me know, because we have a package finally available for everybody to consume. So I have that done. I worked on it. And Gerard, big shout out to Jay Kane and Chef for working on stuff behind the scenes and getting it to some of these other podcast organizations. And we're waiting on a couple calls, but we'll get with that later. But nevertheless, Mike, man, give me your final thought before as we get out of here.
March Madness is just continue to be the madness that it always is. Wright State Raiders, congratulations to you guys. So that's a local college here in Dayton. Everybody hears about the Flyers, but Wright State is just down the street, and they won the not the Horizon tournament last night. They will be playing in the tournament for the first time in a long time in the
2011.
Yes, the 2011. But in the same vein, the UC Bearcats broke my heart today. I mean, they were down 1. And I don't know if this kid lost track of what the scoring timing was, but this kid takes one of the most contested threes I've seen and could have went baseline and got a layup for where that guy was playing him. And I want to say some funny shit right now, Donald, but I'm not. Because in the 80s, that shit wouldn't have happened. He would have got that goddamn layup for sure. But UC lost, and I think that's going to keep them out of the tournament. So I'm all the way March Madness right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so give me your final thought as we get out of here.
Final thought, man. Bam scored 83 points. Whether we like it, don't like it, and the man got it done. My thing is, who's the next player to go past that? Because it's going to happen. I guarantee you somebody's going to get probably past Will Chamberlain. And I got 2 players I think got a chance to do that. I'm going to go with the Ant-Man possibly getting, because the way he shoots 3-pointers, he can light it up. And I'm going to go with that alien that plays down here in San Antonio. I can see one of those players possibly, if everything goes right, getting 100 points in the game. What do you guys think?
I think SGA, because the amount of times he gets to the free throw line,
that too.
He would be able to do it. I think that would be my guy, probably, because he gets to the line so often. I can see him going to the line 50 times in a game. So I can see he's going to hit all his free throws. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't see it happening no time soon.
I don't. Yeah. Me personally, I don't think it happened the first time, but I would say somebody like because SGA don't shoot a lot of threes, so it'd be like I would say a player like a Luka Doncic, to where because Luka shoots a lot of threes and gets fouled a lot. Whoever it is, you're going to have to shoot 20 to 30 free throws at least. Then you probably have to hit 10 to 15 threes. So I can see a player like a Luka Doncic or Yeah, somebody who's shooting that 3 ball now. I think Steph. I think
Ant-Man.
and Anthony Edwards, who
Yeah.
I do think this year. Looking at the eye test, Ant-Man might be him Wemby. They probably the best players in the league right now. Just looking at them, they are going crazy. But yeah, I can see like
Jody
an
and Soul, I got
Ant-Man.
one
I can
for
look at.
y'all. I
I'm
got
gonna tell
one
you.
for you.
Go ahead, Mike.
Do you think that Anthony Edwards is the second coming or 2.0 J.R. Ryder?
He's better than J.R.
They
Ryder.
better than JR.
He's better than J.R. Ryder. And J.R. Ryder was a stud, but he's better than J.R. Ryder. I'm gonna tell you a person that probably could have broke every record the night that Klay Thompson should have scored 120 points that game when that motherfucker had like 30-something points in one
38
quarter.
and a quarter.
The way that he ended up with 55. The dude dribbled 11 times. He dribbled 11 times, and I think Golden State that they had blew the team out. If that was a close game, and of course it was against Sacramento, if that was a close game, I could have seen Klay literally hitting 27 3-pointers by himself. Like he was that fucking hot, and that's what I think could have did it.
I think Klay Thompson, out of every player I ever seen with my eye, I think he gets the hottest. Like when he get hot, it's like his red beam. He gets the hottest. Like you just shooting because that game 6 when they was down 3-1 against the Thunder.
Yeah.
I seen him in a position. Pause. He was standing on the low. He was standing up on like the half court emblem. He was just standing
where dog down.
He was in that position.
Hold on, real quick. Finish your thought, Donald, and I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna get your thoughts on mine and get out.
He had no options, and he just shot it, and it was. I said, "Are they coming back?" At that point, because I knew they would win Game 7 at home, but that Game 6 when they went to Oklahoma City and won, said Klay Thompson he's really hitting anything contested, didn't matter
because they were up 3-1. Oklahoma in that series.
Oklahoma was up 3-1.
So I'm gonna go around the horn real quick for Donald. Get his final thought in mind. Donald, who was the highest? Is that the hottest player you ever seen? Was that? I mean, I'm saying let me rephrase the question. When they get to their hottest, is Klay Thompson that guy when he gets to this hottest point?
Yeah, I think Klay Thompson has the hottest point. So because he already can shoot naturally, and then when he get hot, it's like a super saiyan. I mean, it's a lot of guys who get hot and they use. Carmelo Anthony was another guy that I seen growing up. Like he get the ball. But yeah, Klay Thompson, for what I see, getting the hottest.
Okay, so
I have to go with his splash brother, Steph. I mean, this motherfucker, when he get hot, he can take you off the dribble and shoot it, bro. Leave his hand, don't even look. You know that shit going in. I'm gotta go Steph.
Okay, Mike.
So there's some people that I'm not even gonna be part of it. I think I know what y'all mean by getting hot. Just you get on a roll and whatnot. So I got 2 guys for you.
Kevin Willis.
He's gonna be born in the 30s. Be for sure. Whoever he says is gonna be born in the 30s or 40s.
Nah, clearly not. I'm gonna give you the people I've seen that I think would get hot sometime and just be unconsciously hot, and no matter what you did. One was Glenn Rice.
Yeah,
he was 6'7", and I mean I've seen from college through the pros. This guy being contested and just start throwing up bullshit, and it's going and it's bullshit. It's not, but he's tall, wide shoulder, and just had a great stroke. And then Reggie Miller, I've seen Reggie go absolutely crazy. I didn't know if he was gonna miss again.
Y'all say that. I gotta go with my man Ray Allen, man. I done seen Ray Allen when he played for the Milwaukee Bucks. He played for the Supersonics. I ain't talking about the Ray Allen he was in Miami and Boston. He was a shell of himself. This motherfucker, when Ray got hot, nigga, because people forget Ray Allen was in a dunk contest. Ray Allen would dunk on your ass, and Ray Allen, if he played in today's game where he was the primary ball handler, would nobody be touching Ray. Ray would be considered one of the best players we ever seen. And I seen Ray Allen. Bruh, like Ray Allen used to be my idol when I played. Like this motherfucker don't. And Glenn Rice was another. Mike took that one from me because I seen Glenn Rice hit 26 points in a quarter.
Glenn Rice can shoot that peel. I know that for sure. Yeah. He can shoot that rock.
And when Glenn Rice hit the shot, that motherfucker net was on fire when that ball went straight through the goddamn net. And it wasn't no rattling around when Glenn Rice shot that bitch. That motherfucker was going directly in.
Donald, I'm gonna give you one that's gonna make you feel good. I will never forget the night I watched Glenn Rice shoot North Carolina down by his fucking self. J.R. Reed was having a pretty good night. I think he ended the game with like 25. But this motherfucking Glenn Rice was so hot. I was like, hey, I couldn't even be mad at the end of the game. That was the only tournament game that North Carolina ever lost. Where I just was like, shit, man,
it's nothing we can do. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say something funny.
I got one for you real quick. When Dale Ellis got hot, that motherfucker was sizzling
with the box.
The little box, yeah.
The box.
Hey, but Donald, when he got cold, that motherfucker.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something. With Jody talking about Ray Allen, he said it was his idol. Y'all know what's crazy? Y'all know Ray Allen. My favorite players of all time. This is my order: Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, then Ray Allen. But Ray Allen went off the list. You know when he went off the list? And this is about to surprise y'all. I just try to talk as an analyst, right? When he made that 3 and LeBron won the championship, I was so pissed. I never liked him again. I hated him. I was so pissed that he made
LeBron ass that day.
I hate this. The thing. I just try to talk about factual stuff. But Jody will tell you, I hate LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan at all. I just try to speak factual things. But when he made that, I'll never forget. I was in PC Lounge and he hit that shot. And you got to think, you don't know where PCs is. So it's on. It's an urban.
What the fuck were you doing in the PC?
Come on, man. Hey, man. Listen, man. You better.
We'll talk about that at the game.
Yeah, come on now. So
I gotta know why you was in the PC Lounge.
Come on, this is what I do. But go ahead. PCs, and so PCs is like it's on the urban side of town, right?
Okay.
So you got to think of in the time everybody's rooting for Bron. Everybody want the Heat to win. So when he hit the shot, I promise you, it maybe just been in my mind, but the whole building shook. Everybody was happy, and I was pissed. Like, no, he didn't save this motherfucker. I was pissed, and he bumped off my list. So now it's just Michael Jordan and Steph. That's another reason I don't like Kobe either, because I really started looking and said, Kobe really better than Mike in basketball, so I hate him too. But anybody who challenged Mike, I don't really like him.
Well, you know what? I just gained a whole different measure. I'm going to start giving you some flowers more often for what you just said. But I felt you the same way, but I felt that way for a different reason. Danny Green lost the MVP that night because he was going to be MVP of the finals that night. That they won.
This is why I was pissed off. That's why I don't count Ray Allen in the Miami uniform. Nigga, they brought the championship trophy out. I'm a Spurs. I'm like, yeah. And Popovich took Tim Duncan out of the game.
Took him out of the game.
I said, what is he doing? And Chris Bosh, the one that really saved it, because Chris Bosh was the one that got the fucking rebound.
And you know what's happening? They play game 7, and Ray Allen don't score a point.
It's crazy.
He did his job already.
Yeah.
but shit, I'm hungry as shit. Donald, give me your final thoughts.
Oh, my final thought is like I've been on this college tournaments all day, and I remember we was talking about BYU. BYU just won 2 games in the Big 12 Big 12 thing, so that's gonna be even more of an excuse to let them in. They beat West Virginia today. West Virginia beat BYU a couple weeks ago. They beat West Virginia today. So I think that solidified them to get in. Like, if you're kind of on a bubble, if you usually win 2 games in your conference tournament, they usually get you in. So I think BYU end up getting in. I don't know who they play tomorrow, but even if they compete tomorrow, that shit shoot them in. So that's my last thing. I've been on March Madness heavy.
But Donald, hopefully they got in when they beat Texas Tech the last game of the season. I don't think, even if they would have lost in the first round, I think that's what was the teeter for me. If they would have lost to Texas Tech, I don't give a fuck what they would have did in the tournament. I don't think they would have got in. But when they beat Texas Tech and they got the best player potentially in America, that was it.
Well, look at what he's done the last 2 nights.
Yeah,
40 balls.
He dropped 40 balls, but he needed to. So my final thought is this. I'm going to come on against the grain sports, and I'm going to go ahead and say This is the most exciting I have been for a Cleveland Brown team in some time. Remember last year I said that. So you remember I said this is a throwaway year for Cleveland. No matter who plays quarterback this year, if Cleveland does not at least make the playoffs, it's going to be an extremely disappointing year because the things that they have done in this offseason, I have never seen Cleveland actually do football shit in the offseason, and they have hit on everything. They resigned Trevor Jenkins, no sacks in 325 attempts. They went and got a Pro Bowl center guard in Eldrin Jenkins from the Green Bay Packers. This guy's only in his 7th season. They went and got the best guard on the market in Zion Johnson from the Chargers and got him lined up. They went and traded for Howard from the Texans. He was one of the premier. He's very young. He's still in his first contract. He just was a first-round draft pick for the Houston Texans and was the bright spot on their offensive line. And then we still got DeJuan Jones from the Ohio State Buckeyes, who's going to go back to the right side, and they're going to move Howard to the left side. And then we got Quincy Williams, that was a former All-Pro just 2 years ago at the linebacker position, to go with an already star-studded defense. I ain't gonna lie, and now we got 2 first-round picks, guys. And I think that Cleveland don't necessarily have to go get an offensive line with either one of those guys. I think they can go and get the position, the wide receiver, and potentially maybe even get 2 wide receivers in the first round, getting Carnell Tate with the 6th pick and getting Denzel Boston with the 24th pick. So this is the most, and then we got the 39th pick of the draft. And they're potentially talking about trading that 39th pick to Arizona for Marvin Harrison Jr. Or we may still we might still be in the sweepstakes of getting Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay. All right. That's 3 Ohio State guys in the final take in a matter of a minute and a half. It was the great offensive lineman. You acquired the offensive lineman. He's moving from right to left. Then we didn't stop. Then we had to go to the next guy. And now Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a Brown. Jesus Christ.
No, they said that they was flirting with him with the 39th pick. Why you mad at me? Because that's what they said. It ain't my fault that the whole league is full of fucking Buckeyes.
I'm going to tell you this.
Mike,
I hope you've been watching your spring ball clips because Henry is there. And let's just go ahead and have an Ohio State segment tomorrow.
Why
not? Hey, Joey, how is Junkins coming in his rehab? I know
he may be ready. He may be ready week 1, but they said that he probably gonna be on the PUP list. And I think Cleveland really needs to potentially, with a 3rd or 4th rounder, go get some insurance at the running back position.
Didn't he tear his knee and break his leg? He did a whole lot of damage at one play.
But they said he might be ready. That's what happened to Nick Chubb. Remember, Nick Chubb did all that and he was ready. So
I'm happy somebody happy with their team. We had the worst pass defense in the history of passing, and we let Jamal Dean go. Where do we? We'll be in last place this year. So
I mean, it would only be a 1-game difference.
Well,
did anybody else besides me pick up on that? I mean, I sat here and I just started.
I noticed it.
But hold on, y'all getting mad because I'm naming people that's on the roster. You don't think Cleveland?
The Buckeyes produce great pros.
My thing, so you think the Browns are going to pick Ohio State Buckeyes because it's right down the street from them? Why wouldn't they pick the number 1 team in the country?
You mentioned all I'm saying, Jody, is this. You mentioned all of those. We got this guy and we got this guy. And then you start, as soon as you mentioned that offensive lineman, he's from Ohio State. And within the next 2 minutes, and Ohio State's this. And we're going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State. And John Cooper is going to be in the front office this year. And Earl Bruce is coming back. And
you sound like
Mike, Ray is still trolling me from when Texas they beat Texas a few years ago. He still sends me clips. I said, Ray,
is he doing that to you?
He's still fucking with me.
I got that. Thank you. I got something. I know. I don't know why. I don't know where my brother is at. But I got a lot for him. If he's doing that to you, I won't allow that to happen to you. This class of 91, 92 sticks together, and I got some fire.
You better believe this, Mike. if y'all replace James Pierce with Ruben Bain, you're gonna be the happiest man in the world.
Right. So he get, but they don't have as many people to talk about as Ohio State. We can
got
fill
more
up
Hall of
3
Famers.
teams
I
with
know
the
we can
amount
end the
Oh,
show
here
on
we
that.
go.
I know we can end the show on that.
No doubt. But yeah, I'm Jody Coleman, the host of Against Grain Sports. Man, we're here with my man Michael, the people St. Perry in the building. Jarrell, Solo Sports Glenn, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. We got Donald, the voice of the youth, Coleman. Ray, more than just a barber. Lindsay in his absence. Andrew, mic'd up in his absence. Jason, the hefty lefty in his absence. Hey, Pick Central still playing. They still playing. Yeah, they think they play tonight.
It's tonight.
So,
Okay.
I think it's tonight. And Wayne is still playing. Trotwood's still in there. Northridge is still in there. And then we can't do none of this without Jay Kane, the chef, cooking it up in the kitchen. So what we doing till tomorrow, man?
We're working, baby.
See y'all tomorrow.
Peace.